the voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to Next Podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.
That you just mentioned.
And what's going on, people? Guys, we are live. What the hell, man?
He's like, I gotta change it. I gotta change it.
Yo, what is up, people? Yo, yes, it is Thursday. This is the after work edition of Next Podcast. We are live. Guys, you still don't, you do not understand the scramble on Thursdays where I work to get home and to try to get the show going at 8 p.m. That's right. I try to get it going at 8 p.m. I am only 18 minutes late, but yo, thank you guys for showing up. And as usual, we're going to take care of some YouTube business here. You know, hit that thumbs up button because you know you're going to have a good time with the Next Podcast. But not only that, share this out on social media. Let people know that we are live Thursday, and it is still prime time. That's right, people. I did not miss the prime time window. We are here, prime time for you guys. So let the gamers out there know what is going on and where they should be on Thursdays, 8 p.m.-ish. But, guys, I am excited about today's show. We have a lot to talk about. It seems a certain like court date, something going on in court that is releasing a bunch of emails that we need to talk about. Not only that, we have dealings with PlayStation and Discord. We also have, there has been a Sunset Overdrive sighting, people. Yes, there has. So we will get into that as well. But we cannot get into the topics until we do the intros. And I am going to start with the man who has been here from the beginning. And yes, he still has his sanity. I don't know how he does it. Coming live from the 405. And, you know, he's just trying to talk to the intelligent gamers out there. K-Mega, what is up, bro?
What's going on, man? What's happening, everybody? Man, glad to be here. Another week. And man, got a lot of hot topics. We got a guest. You know what I'm saying? You know, happy to have you on. I will introduce you here in a second. But yeah, other than that, man, just keeping it cool. Yeah, just being cool, humble, and just celebrating gaming with my white brothers.
Wow, he had to put that. yes, guys. For people who don't know, Next Podcast is the home of white on white crime. That is right.
Oh,
man, I thought we were gonna keep that pre-show.
No.
Yeah. I thought you was gonna keep a pre-show. What happened?
No, we put that out there. I've said it the last couple of weeks, man. Like,
oh my goodness.
It's
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you really?
I think it's an interest out there. I think people, if they hear that this show is the originator of white on white crime, I think they'll tune in. I don't know, man.
People do like train wrecks and violence. So,
they want to see the egg salad fly is what's going on, man. They want to see it hit the walls. They want to see the craziness that ensues as well. And I think we're gonna do that, especially with our kind of like last minute guest as well. But we'll save him for last, basically. Let's go to my West Coast brother. You know, the man who used to save the world but has since retired, and now he is just waiting for his home to sink into the ocean. That is right, Knoxximus is here. What is up, bro?
What's up, man? Happy to be here. You know, we got a good guest. Hopefully, maybe we don't know.
Hopefully, maybe you know he is eyeing that seat you have on the table.
I know, dude. It's okay. I'm eyeing his seat over there at Four Guys, so it's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, see, what happens is if something happens and he does get that seat, I will reupholster it and put extra plushiness on it. You know, it'd be extra cushy. Not that hard wooden thing that you're sitting on now. Okay.
Yeah, dude. What the hell, man? Why can't you do that for me?
Well, this is so awful, man. I mean, why would you treat the guests like this for one, and then why would you treat this podcast? You know, I mean,
Dude, I just got out of work. Every single frustration is being taken out on you guys right now, okay?
What is happening here? God,
I had a rough day at work,
I
brother.
can't handle this shit. It's fine. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I had a rough day at work, okay? But every day is a blessing, thank you, God. But on that note, we will be moving on from dark, and let's go back to Connecticut. That is right. You know, Connecticut, man. It's where I'm from. It's where there are a bunch of hardcore gamers. If you guys don't know, Connecticut is where it's at when it comes to gaming. And, of course, it is the home of hashtag Crispy Truth. Crispy Bomb, what is up, bro?
Oh, we are at primetime-ish, as we like to call it.
Primetime-ish. Every other Thursday. I was going to say Saturday, dude.
You're still on that Saturday thing, man. We've been off that for a long time, but
I know,
I was enjoying a little bit of the gameplay I threw up there. You know, using the magic of multiple devices, which, you know, I guess is feasible at this point with, you know, a certain console. I'm just saying. Yeah, but it's gonna be fun. Oh yeah, the Switch. Yeah, that does a whole lot over the internet, I'm sure. Yeah, but yeah, it's great to be here. And I think we're going to get into some pretty dark topics, and I'm sick of talking about darkness like it's Darkotimus, and
Yeah.
you know, it's not Darkotimus. It's why we always got to trash everything on gaming. Like, Jesus, like this week has been horrible. Like all around. Like, what's going
You're
on
the
here?
king of trashing things on gaming. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm the king.
Yeah,
Really?
I heard you on Gaming Beyond the Box. Come on, I hear that. I heard
T-Mac
you.
is just sitting
I
back
heard
with a bowl of popcorn right now. He's like, "Yo, this is getting good.
What?
This is getting good."
Yeah.
I'll be over
what
here.
What did I say?
Yeah.
You want to quote me?
No, I'm not. You know what you said.
I know what I said. No.
He
You're
said-
bringing up what I said.
Dark said he doesn't like you enough to quote you word for word. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? He doesn't remember word for word.
He doesn't
He remembers the
remember.
general
Yeah,
idea,
yeah.
though. Is what he's trying to say.
Yeah. That's what he remembers. Yeah.
You sound on there. You sounded like PlayStation, you know, did some really bad things to you, and you can't handle it.
Hold on, was your crazy uncle a PlayStation
really?
fan?
Really?
The one
Oh
with
no.
Sesame
I
Street?
think he's talking about. I think he's talking about when Bomber started talking about Gears, and then I had to put him in his place. That's what
Oh!
you're-
No, I'm talking about. I'm talking.
Yeah. No.
I'm talking
Yeah,
about-
that's the only time I was a little like, no, you're wrong. By the way, so you know, because
No,
we're
I'm
talking
talking
about
about what
Ratchet
you're-
and Clank.
Yeah,
So-
we were talking about Ratchet and Clank.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So that he brought up Gears, and that's why he brought up Gears, and I had to, you know, nip that in the bud. So
I don't remember
because
him saying
there's-
anything about
there are-
Gears,
Guys,
but
we
okay.
are in the intros right now, and by the way, Ratchet and Clank
Yeah.
look really, really good. By the way, I just
Oh
had to
no,
throw
it
that
looked
out there.
great. But the point is that you're gonna say that it's not an old game. I mean, you know, it's not the same game over and over again. I mean, you know, we can go there, but there's like 15 of them. I don't know. Like,
Is there like?
I mean,
You know,
you
I'm
can say the
just
same
saying,
thing.
I'm
You can
just
say the
saying.
same
This
thing
We're
about
not
Gears, though.
dealing with Mario.
there's
here.
can
not
say
15
the
of them.
same
There's
thing
not
about
15 of
Gears.
them. There's
You
not
can say the
15
same
of them.
thing about Gears.
There's not 15
There
of
is-
them.
Yeah, but there's a lot of them. There's quite a
but
few.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay,
you
Megan,
know,
one day
like,
we're
keep
just
the
going to
same
do a next
energy.
podcast where we sit back and it's just dark and crispy go at it for an hour and a half. That's it.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
All right.
that's gonna be-
We're going to put that in the books. We're going to plan that out. But, guys, we're not done with the intros yet. Of course, we have. And I don't know what's going on with our brother Predator. Let me check.
He said he would.
What's up?
He said he would come through. He was doing something.
All I saw was lotion. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
saw
He had a date with a
lotion.
bottle of lotion, and I guess he's just not done with it yet.
Let's get it on.
So we're waiting on Pred to join us. I'm waiting for that doorbell. But until then, guys, last minute special guest. He comes from the world of Four Guys, but let me let you know he has been a part of my Xbox Live parties for quite a while now. Absolutely hilarious to have in the chat with us, and he just comes up with things at like the perfect time, the perfect thing to say. It is really good to have him back on the show. My brother Midway, what is going on, bro?
What's going on? Thank you, sir. I appreciate that introduction. May not be live from the 405, but definitely from the Shy. So let's get into these topics. Glad to be talking with K Mega, Predator in the future, Dark Optimus, and Crispy as well. So I'm really excited. And thanks for the last minute. I know it was kind of like back and forth there since Tuesday, but glad this opportunity came on. Let's get it going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is always good to talk games with you. Usually we're doing a round of 18, and we're talking about random things, especially gaming news involved and whatnot. But it is good to actually have an audience with you live again, man. Last time was really cool, and I really can't wait to see what goes down with the topics we have tonight. And I did send them to you, right? I think did you get them?
Yes, you did.
All right, yes, so he's even getting the topics very last minute. So let's see how he forms his opinions on these. Guys, let's start with FPS boost. Let's start with Xbox, because Xbox announced, and not just announced, it was these games were readily available. I believe in total we're looking at we're getting up close to 100 games with a frames per second boost through Xbox Series X and S. Now with the S, as I was looking at the chart, some of them said were unavailable, so I wasn't sure if like there was actually a boost there or whatnot. But they released a chart and they showed a whole bunch of games. We're getting close to 100 games already with the FPS boost. Now, for people who don't know, FPS boost, if the original game was running 30 frames per second, it would be running 60 frames per second with the Xbox Series X or the Series S. If it is running 60 frames per second, it'll run 120 frames per second. Now, the 120, I see that as kind of like future-proofing, because I don't think a lot of people have 120 hertz TVs yet, but they are becoming more and more like the norm. I can definitely see down the road pretty much all TVs being 120 hertz, supporting 120 frames per second. But so as for now, there are TVs out there, but there are people that also use monitors, stuff like that. But a bunch of games, man, we're talking like from classics to smaller titles. We're getting close to 100 games. Let me go to Midway on this. Midway, I don't know if you saw the list of games, but I know you had to hear the news. What do you think about what Xbox is doing here with like preserving people's gaming libraries? And then not only that, if you notice, as time goes forward, like they don't just preserve them, but they make sure that the gameplay, at least feels like a more modern game, bumping up FPS. Of course, they have, the auto HDR and stuff like that, which is all taken care of strictly with the Xbox. They didn't have to go into the game code or anything to do that. What do you think about how they're preserving your game library, brother?
Very excited about it. It's actually making me want to go back and try these games. I actually, the first Division was one of the games that just got the FPS boost, and my God, is it sexy. So I really like that they're starting to do that. And they're actually, I don't know if you see on your Xbox dashboard, but if you go down to the store, they actually have a section where you can actually check out what games have been back compat boosted for sale, if you want to check it out and actually get one. Really good list.
I think
what was it?
They have a list like that in Game Pass as well, I believe.
Okay, even better. So they're double. They're definitely exposing it. So that's great. I popped on Recore, check that out. It actually, it for me, like when I first tried Gears 4 way back. What was that? 2016, 2015. I don't remember when it came out. When I got the 1X. And then I put it on the performance boost, and the second it was running, I was like, this is what we should be striving for. And then when the new series consoles came out, I said that 60 frames is going to be the standard pretty much for gaming, because if anybody sees a 60 frame game, I mean, it almost feels like resolution doesn't care. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like everything is smoother, everything looks better, more solid. No film tearing, no screen tearing, no nothing like that. So, I mean, it's a great feature, and I'm really happy about it. Basically, I'm looking in my library and just checking what games are 60 frames, and I'm going back to those right now. So if anybody that's not doing 60 frames right now, you should probably think about doing that, because it'll give your game revitalization. And I mean, even Untitled Goose Game got a FPS boost. I mean, guys, come on. You know, it's gonna make me want to play Untitled Goose Game now. You know, so
I think Chris, you beat that game, by the way.
Yes, I did.
Nice. Hey,
even the fire
more props
alarm
to you.
is excited about that. Yeah. Guys, I will get a 9-volt tomorrow. Okay, all right, everybody.
Thank you. Finally.
Peer pressure, man. It sucks, but it also it motivates as well. Guys, I did just come home from work. It's been a rough week, people. It's been a rough week, but awesome,
so,
brother.
Xbot, if I can just finish real quick.
No, you can't.
I don't know if you were okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Being a Series S owner and seeing the list, obviously, you know, there's some discouragements in that. I mean, Anthem, I would have loved to see 60 frames, but it's only on the X, so you X owners, give it a shot.
That's right. Nobody's gonna play it anyway. Oh,
it's more smooth. They'll give it a shot. I swear to God they will. So, I mean, Deus Ex, Watch Dogs 2. Even my friend Pedro got a resolution boost. So, I mean, Lords of the Fallen, I started playing that a little bit more. It's just a smoother experience, and I really hope that people start paying attention and seeing what Xbox is doing.
Nice. Now, Viper, I want to let you know there is no 9-volt battery in the apartment. All right, and
those aren't cheap. Those aren't cheap, by the way. They're like $9. I swear to God.
Oh, a man after my own heart. $9 is not cheap. Yo, Crispy, I appreciate you, brother. I definitely appreciate you for that. But like I said, I will have to pick it up, guys. Future shows will not have my excited fire alarm. It's funny when I come in and I hear it go off like that. I'm like, oh, I love you too, fire alarm. Figure, it's happy to see.
It's somebody to talk to.
It's happy to see me, man. I don't.
Damn, you must be lonely.
So lonely. Yeah. But let's go to K Mega on this. K Mega, dude, when the news dropped, man, like there were a lot of people hit social media. Even like PlayStation guys were saying like that would be cool for PlayStation to do. Of course, some people are like the PlayStation 5 is gonna do that, at some point in time. Like you watch, you see. I'm not so sure about that. I don't think Sony invested into any kind of technology like that, developing any technology like that. But what do you think about Xbox here preserving your game library? I know you, man, you will go back and you will play absolutely anything. If you just have a feeling like, hey, I want to play, I'm just going to throw it out there, like Blinks the Cat or whatnot, you will go in and you will play that like nothing, and you will post about it on social media and stuff. So what do you think here about the FPS boost? We're getting close to 100 games now, and Xbox preserving your game library, brother.
Yeah, no, it's a wonderful thing, man. Right now, I am playing Assassin's Creed Unity. So that should tell you something. I mean, I tried it on the X, I tried it on PC. I don't, and then I just wasn't feeling it. But now, playing it on the X, on the Series X, it's more to me. It's just like, damn, this game. And now knowing the patches that they've done for it and everything, of course, it still have some pop in here and there. It's an older game, but all these NPCs out here, it is a fantastic game. I'm glad that I came back to experience it, because the few times that I did, maybe it was like an hour or 2 hours max. Now I'm like 30 hours in. I'm enjoying it now. You know how I get when I get involved into these games. I'm wrapped in, so I'm going to beat it. So
hold on, what game?
It's like Assassin's Creed Unity.
Oh, okay. Right. I thought you went back in on Recore or something like that, dude. I'm actually.
You're saying ran to an older Assassin's Creed game?
It's Unity. It's not
It's not what? You still got to sneak around. You got to, you know what I'm saying? The combat is not like Origins or Odyssey or Valhalla. It is the old traditional style.
Okay, all right, keep going, bro. Keep going. Don't get hung up on
Really?
that. What I said about
I'm
Assassin's
just
Creed.
tripping about it because you ran. I mean, like, I don't know. Your game tastes are very odd to me, Bot. But regardless, you touted all this time about Assassin's Creed. The older Assassin's Creeds were the better
Uh-oh.
games.
We
I
got a
give it a
doorbell.
chance, and then
Wasn't
we'll just look at what's
what
going on.
wasn't Unity a buggy mess when it first came out?
Yeah, it was awful. Like nobody couldn't play
That's
it,
a
and then remember.
CPU intensive game right there, man.
Yeah, it is. It is crazy. And then on top of that, like it had that creepy face of the person with the half face and just eyes and teeth. So, yeah. So, but anyway, regardless of that, like I mean, I think it's really good. It just shows that Xbox is about preserving older games, which I think that for anybody out here that says otherwise, that older games aren't being played is absolutely asinine and don't know what the hell you're talking about. You probably don't even play games. If it wasn't from some of these older games out here, we wouldn't have the games we have now. And it to me it just shows the support for just gamers all around. And listen, any old game that a person has never played is still a new game to them. So for Xbox to keep doing this, and we'll get more and more of these games. Listen, it's a win. I do hope Sony will. I know Sony's done about 12 to 7, 12, I think, 12 to 17. So I mean, hopefully that they'll definitely do it as well. I don't think that they'll go as far because of their messaging has been one way, it's been another, but it's definitely a really good positive for gamers to just go back and just play the games and see these boosts. And my television in my game room is in 120 frames. It only goes to 60, but the television in the front room it can go 120. I haven't experienced anything over 120 except for anything that I played on my PC, and so I'm sure that I'll get the same type of experience. But it's just, to me, it just screams incredible because you're doing this on a console and you're doing it, playing it on your television or monitor or whatever, but it's coming from a console. That's, to me, is the most. We have now officially really stepped into the next gen. Last gen, a lot of people were kind of half in, half out. I mean, we had some experience that definitely felt next gen, but now I guess we can officially say that this is a true leap from what we played from last gen, and even going further to what we did on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. So yeah, kudos for Microsoft and for the publishers who will allow it. It's great.
Dude, I can't believe this feature and what they're doing and how they've expanded, like how many games are taking advantage of this. Again, it's nothing to do with the game code at all. It's strictly the Xbox consoles that are doing this. To me, what's like fascinating, and K Mega, everybody else on the panel, you guys know Twitter, to see hardcore PlayStation guys kind of like want this on the PlayStation, on the PS5. Some people claiming that, oh yeah, well they're gonna do it eventually. Nothing to worry about here. Like, even though Sony has said nothing on that matter at all. And from Sony's mentality, it seems like, why would we give you something like that for free when we can just make a remaster and charge you for it? Like, that seems to be Sony's logic. Now, I know they've given a couple things. They've given a couple tidbits, like here and there or whatnot, but it seems like their main idea of giving back is to, like, remaster a game and then sell it to you again. But that's the really interesting to me, is that, like, even hardcore PlayStation dudes are like, yo, we kind of want this on PlayStation, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, now, of course, on my end, I don't get too many of the respectable, other than Cali Rex, Bit,
Cali's been
Otter.
a little crazy lately. Let's be real. He's been a little.
Not only on like some certain. There was one thing that I thought that he was a little off base on, but other than that, for the most part, I mean, he's more, but he's rational. I mean, again, there's nothing wrong with fanboying or girling out for your favorite platform. It's when when somebody tells you something, and then if it's not the right information, that you just don't go balls to the wall crazy and try to explain why, or damage control to the 10th degree to explain why this situation is still better than the other one. But that's why I say like Cali is definitely is reasonable. But I just think, I definitely want PlayStation fans to get it. I don't know if PlayStation is going to invest like Xbox is, but it's just goes to something like we'll be talking about here a little bit later, with a game that once was a laughing stock, but now it seems like it's going to be beloved. But I just think, to me personally, that this is exactly what the doctor ordered, especially when there's times if there's a drought in gaming, which really with Game Pass is not, but it still is just one of those things. It's like, man, you got a deep library. I know that if you got one like I do, there's still plenty of games that needs to be played, and this added juice just makes it even more inviting for me to go back and to play these games. Just like I said, like I'm playing Assassin's Creed Unity right now, so it's fantastic.
Nice, brother. Let's well, first off, the final panel member has showed up. The bottle of lotion is gone, and he is ready to get down on this show. Predator, what is up, bro? Pred? Pred. If you're talking, Pred, nobody can hear you. Okay, well, guys, take it. He's here. Trust me. You're gonna have to take my word for it until he's able to.
He's the lone star of his own show right now. There we go.
But while we're waiting for that, let's get Dark's opinion on this FPS boost. Like I said, man, they kind of opened up the floodgates, and now there's almost 100 games with FPS boost. Man, is this something, Dark, that you're interested in? And what do you think about Xbox here and kind of like their motivation to preserve your game library, and not only just preserve it, make sure it feels and plays, at least somewhat up to date as much as they can without getting into the actual game code, therefore kind of like needing permission and stuff like that. What do you think about what they're doing with this?
What game library?
What do you mean, what game library? You don't have an Xbox game library? Oh, don't you start with the
Xbox don't have no games, man.
Oh, I knew it. Dude, look at Record playing right now, brother.
No, honestly, it's cool, but is it something that's going to entice me to buy a console? No. It's definitely something that's an added bonus. Yes, definitely. It is a bonus, but it's not something that's going to drive me to be like, oh, I need to buy an Xbox Series X because they got FPS boost. It is definitely a very cool technology that they put in the Xbox. So I give them kudos for that. They did a good job on that. But for me personally, I could care less. To be honest. Is it nice to see some of these games at 60 frames per second? Hell yeah. But am I going to go back and play all of these games over and over again at 60 frames? No. I'll probably just, it's the same thing when PlayStation did it for some of their bigger titles of last gen. Like they did it with Days Gone. I played that for a little bit just to see what it looked like, and then I moved on to something else that I haven't played or whatever, or just was playing a sports game or something like that. It's just not something that I'm like, oh my god, this is the most amazing thing in the world. It doesn't floor me like that. I get that it can for certain people, but not for me.
Okay, I got you, bro. Well, there are different opinions, different people, different gamers. When it comes down to it, but that whole Xbox has no games thing, you got to chill with that, bro.
I'm just kidding.
You got to chill with that, brother.
I know Xbox has games.
It's just that Dark hasn't bought any of them. Anyway.
I bought a lot of Xbox. What are you talking about? I bought a lot of Xbox games.
You bought me a couple too, man, and I appreciate that, dude. I do. I definitely appreciate that. Let's go to Crispy. Crispy, FPS boost. We're looking at almost 100 games now. Obviously, Xbox wants to preserve your game library and wants to even upgrade it to a certain extent, as much as they can without getting into dealing with the developers and stuff. What is your opinion on this? Are you excited for what they're doing to preserve your game library, bro?
I have a question for Dark, real quick.
No.
Okay, Dark. Have you ever bought one of those PlayStation Bangers remakes? Have you ever bought one of those?
No, actually, no, I haven't.
So he speaks his truth then. See that? Because
Hold on, you didn't
A
buy
lot of
like
people-
Last of Us on PS4, like the.
No, actually, that came with my PS4 when I bought it.
well, now we're playing. Did you play it?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. No.
I
See,
got a
so,
game with
you
my
know,
system. I
you
never
know what?
played that shit.
You know what? We just confirmed.
Well, it's 'cause I already played it on
confirmed his
PS3,
thought
that's why.
process,
I
you know?
already played it on PS3, so I didn't need to play it again.
Is okay. See, there you go. So I had to ask that question because for me, the one thing I see is I see a lot of games that I haven't played. And the problem is always when you go back to a game and you've already played what you play now, like, me playing Gears 5 or anything that has like 60 FPS solid when they come out, like even Outriders, you know what I'm saying? Like the games feel different. And what happened?
What do you mean? What happened?
We can hear you, Pred, but it's very low, bro.
Yeah.
I
don't know
can't
what
even hear him.
Yeah, I heard him barely. That's why I said what happened. Like, what did I say wrong? But my point is like, now, like, and this is the one game I'm excited about. And yes, it's simple, but it's an easy one to go and say I haven't played it, and that's Metro Exodus. I have not played it at
That's
all.
a great game, dude.
Ooh.
And
That's a good
they
game.
just announced 60 FPS solid and basically as much ray tracing as absolutely possible, especially on my Series X. I am going to go play that game because I want to see, because I thought it visually looked amazing when I saw it at E3 that year. The year that they announced it, and then you really didn't see anything, and then all of a sudden they're like, bam, here you go. You know what I mean? So I saw that gameplay and I was like, this looks really good. Now, that was probably on a high-end PC. Well, now I feel like my Series X is capable of at least some of what a high-end PC can do. So I'm like, let me see this game in its full glory. And they just announced it, like, I think today, that they've done all the work with Xbox and used the smart delivery system to be able to give everyone that for free, or if you buy a copy, you get it for nothing. You get all the DLC, everything else, and it's probably, I don't know what the price is. Somebody could look it up, but it's probably like $30, knowing anything. And that's crazy. Like, it brings worth to games. Like, even like I see people still playing Rise Son of Rome, and it's like, dude, if you played it on a Series X, you're like, wow, this game looks ridiculous. And that thing came out in 2013. Like, whatever they're doing, whatever wizardry that they're doing in between the dev and Xbox themselves is becoming like actually relevant, because there are beloved games. There are games that people will go back to, not like Dark. Okay, Dark won't go back to them. Now me, I will. Like, even when
I'll go
Midway,
back, but I won't play the whole damn
Midway
game.
brought up Division 1, dude. Like, I am like high tier, like ridiculous in Division 1. I'll go back to that to see how it plays after all these years, because it's been a few years. Like, and that's the strange thing that people ignore, is that Xbox is not saying like, hey, we're going to charge you for it. No, we're just going to give it to you. Have you ever bought a DLC? I've bought DLCs. I bought many Mortal Kombat DLCs. I bought everything else. I've had nothing but like skins or characters or whatever involved. Now I don't have to buy nothing, and I get, the version that is at least somewhat worthy of the console I have, and I don't have to do anything if I already have the game. That's pretty incredible. I'm sorry. And it might make you feel like it's a new DLC, even though you're getting it for nothing and you don't have to pay nothing. And it makes you feel like, hey, I got this, and I might as well see how it feels and how it plays now that it has all of these things involved, and how it even looks in some games. So I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why people are damaged. PlayStation should do it too. I mean, the console is fully powerful from what everybody says. It's fully capable. You know, yeah, I've had people in my house that have stayed over and brought a PlayStation 5 with them, and they are more enamored about the graphics I get from my Series X. Well, I guess that's just my experience. I don't know. I don't.
PS5 with them. Did they like grab a U-Haul trailer or something like that to bring it over?
Oh, come on. Let's not go there. All right. I mean, you know, the Series X.
That was a good one.
The Series X is not small console by any means, but it is like a form factored and compact and easy to transport compared to a PlayStation 5, especially when you have you know, like wings on it, and like you're probably afraid of breaking something. You throw it in the backpack. Like this thing, it's like a brick. Like just throw it in the backpack. It might as well be a big old red brick, or you know, just throw it in the backpack. It'll be fine. No worries. That's the difference. Like this, you know, the Series X feels solid. I picked up the PlayStation 5. It does not feel as solid as the Series X. Now that's just a personal thing. But my point is that, you know, everybody deserves to play games at a higher frames per second. It does mean something. The thing I think PlayStation doesn't want is people to experience higher frames, especially in a multiplayer game, because they haven't brought out any, and especially in their exclusives.
Crispy is in the, you know, right in the front.
I'm going to be honest.
The line of battle when it comes to multiplayer games and Sony. Like Sony,
I mean, he's not wrong.
I'm waiting for another SOCOM, dude. Like, come on, man. Like, let's go here. Come on. You've been sitting on that IP for like 10 years. Come on, people.
Well, people are talking about like the ex-Halo developers that, you know, amongst other developers. I forgot the name of that studio.
Are we gonna?
But that game. Let's say what everybody else says about like Xbox games. Since they announced it and they didn't show anything, I mean, how far away is that multiplayer game that they're talking about? Let's be real.
I don't know.
Years down the road. You know, that's what.
I mean, I get you have your niche, and I understand that. But I mean, clearly with certain games that are going to come out, like Hellblade and others, like maybe there's a multiplayer element involved at some point, because that's Xbox's forte. But they're not advertising it as such. They're advertising it as something completely different from what they do. And PlayStation used to be that. They used to be the multiplayer centric aspect. They had Killzones coming out. They had SOCOMs coming out. They had Twisted Metals coming out, which were online. They had a lot of multiplayer games that were very unique, very cool, and at the same time may have tried to copy in some way, shape, but like Killzone tried to copy what Halo did. And I thought for Killzone, what it was a very good game. I played a lot of it, and I never played Halo before it. Maybe that was my problem. You know what I'm saying? I never played Halo before it. I played Killzone first, but I always thought once I played Halo that Halo was a much superior game as far as multiplayer is concerned. And it just, there's a point in time where the way gaming's going, PlayStation needs to bring out some of their incredible IPs and get some really cool multiplayer involved, and then I'll purchase their console. And that's the way I look at it.
All right, I got you, brother. Yo, Predator, did you fix your audio issues?
Oh shit!
He's still low.
He said, did you fix my audio issues?
No, it's not me at all, man. It is not me at all, brother. Hold on, let me.
He's very low, dude. He's like, you can barely hear him.
I can't hear him at all.
I can. With you. Yeah, I can. I think we all can, except you.
That's a Predator issue right there. I don't know what Pred's talking about. Yo, Pred, fix what you got to fix, bro.
He's yelling at you right now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I don't know. Yo, chat, can you hear Predator? Can you hear Predator? Let me know in the chat if you can. But we're gonna move on to let's move on to Discord, because this past week, I don't hear him, so like it doesn't matter. This past week, Sony announced a partnership with Discord, bringing Discord to the PlayStation 5, trying to bring gamers together. I guess, the usual kind of like marketing speech and stuff like that. But we all know there were rumors that Microsoft was gonna actually acquire Discord. They were actually going to buy Discord. Now, see, a partnership and an acquisition, guys, are two different things. I think I saw our buddy Christopher Hart out there on Twitter trying to say that an acquisition and a partnership are the same thing. And I'm like, dude, no. If you're partnered with somebody, you're working together, but you are both separate entities. An acquisition means that company is getting absorbed into another company, and that, the company that's doing the absorbing is going to use that utility, going to use that business in whatever way they see fit. Something completely different. So
check the dictionary, buddy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So I don't know. Let's go to Dark on this one. Dark, you seen the announcement, and it seems like Sony is really going to integrate Discord into their PlayStation 5, possibly use it as their kind of like chat service moving forward for parties or whatnot. They really are talking about integrating Discord into the PlayStation 5. What do you think about this in opposed to like what was going on maybe 2 weeks ago, where everybody was saying that there was a good chance that Microsoft was going to buy Discord, and then a lot of people were saying, hey, including myself, I was like, use Discord as the party option, and there you can have an easy way to get like PC gamers that are playing on Game Pass and stuff like that to be able to talk to console gamers and such, and really kind of create an ecosystem that way. It seems that Sony might want to do that, man. What are your thoughts on this, brother?
See, this is something that's like, it's cool, but does it make me want to buy the console? No. I think the whole partnership with Discord, I mean, honestly, I really don't care, because I mean, I'll use Party Chat. I mean, Party Chat isn't bad. It's just not very, it's not like I'll admit Xbox has a better Party Chat system. Just saying. I mean, even though it's kind of glitchy and sometimes it doesn't work very well.
It has its quirks as well.
It definitely has its quirks, but it's a better setup. It's just better. In terms of
I think the
being
quality
able to
is
have,
better.
yeah, the quality. But it's like Discord. I mean, I've used it, several times with, for podcasts and stuff, and that's really only the ever time I've ever used it, and it's just, it's just a party chat system. Like that's really all it is, like to me at least. I mean, yeah, there are different, elements about it where you can, chat with people, and you have your own like chat room set up,
You have your own server. You can have like video
your own
chats,
server and stuff like that, which is cool. I mean, that's definitely something that I think PlayStation could utilize, and even Xbox could utilize. But is it something that I'm like, holy shit? No. So I've seen so many PlayStation people be like, oh, they try to use it as a console war tactic, kind of thing, and it's like, that's so stupid. Why are you guys using this shit for your console war bullshit? It makes no sense to me. Like, why? There is no reason for you to use that.
Well, first off,
you can use games. It's understandable, but like something like this, it's like, who gives a fuck? Honestly, who cares?
When it comes to the console war thing, you know what I feel about that. But I will say, if you look at in terms of integration, if they like fully integrate Discord, like you were talking about with the servers, with the different kind of like, you know, you have your audio chat, you have video chats, you have kind of like news feeds and stuff like that you can implement and such. I mean, it could, if it's fully integrated into a console, that could be the future of party chats. You know what I'm saying? It's not you know,
which is cool. You know, which is fine. I'm okay with that. It's just like people are using it as like, there you go. There you go.
Oh my goodness.
There he is.
Dude, how did
He's
you
closer.
fix that? Not my problem, but your problem situation.
I had to go back to the Yeti.
Oh.
Ass Xbox heads. The fucked up thing is, when I was using this before, you guys were saying I was low, so I went to the Xbox headset, and I was fine last week, and all of a sudden this week I'm not good. So whatever you did on your end is your problem.
Yeah, it's not my fault.
Oh,
it's not my
it is
fault.
your
It's all you. It's all you, bro. You need to stop.
Totally
Please continue.
You
Let's
need to
just
stop
pretend
hitting
like
buttons and
barge
turning
in
knobs
last
and
minute.
shit. Dude, it's
There
because
ain't
your
no
hands are so
good
slippery
guy.
after that,
There ain't
that
no
whole bottle of
bad
lotion,
guy.
yo.
It's only you and me, and we just disagree.
Butter. Smooth. Welcome
But-
to the.
Oh no!
Oh,
no! Don't you dare!
But I mean, honestly, you know, that's the thing. People are trying to use this as like a tactic to say that PlayStation's better, and it doesn't. How does this make? You know, how does this even make it better? You know, like it's just a party chat system. Like it's a very good party chat system. I will give it that. I mean, it's way better than PlayStation's, you know, but you know, like, is it that big of a deal? No, not really.
Okay, all right. Well, we got Dark over here saying that it's a nothing burger. If I wanted to quote my brother Mooch,
Side note: who the fuck needs to fix your fire alarm? Fix it.
I said I will get a 9-volt tomorrow. I cannot get it right now. I am live.
You've been saying that for 2 goddamn weeks, man. Pull that shit out.
You should
that
have
shit
done
out.
it before the show. Like I was like, yeah, there it is again.
Wow. I'm gonna
Yeah,
change
I'm
the
gonna tell you
title to the
Crispy
fire
was having
alarm edition.
PTSD.
You know, the
Yeah,
show
I
the
was,
show is
dude.
so hot that, you know, the fire alarm's going off. That's what's going on. Shout out to whoever said that in the chat, by the way. Like I forgot
I
who
think
it was.
Albert.
No, it was
Earlier.
not. It was not Albert.
He made a joke about it. I saw that shit when I was in here earlier. But fix
Yo,
it.
so, yeah, I think Albert said it. He's like, "I'll be right back. I'm gonna rip my fire alarm out of the ceiling." Like
Yeah,
so.
so
Yeah, I had people thinking it was their fire alarm. So shout out to you guys, man. That was fun. But yo, Predator, what's going on, bro?
Not much, man. I didn't see your message to start the podcast till like 20 minutes after the fact because I was looking and jerking off at the same time. So I was like, okay, what's going on? I got enough time to rub this out real quick, and then like I looked up, and, oh shit, it took a little longer than I thought it did, and then I couldn't get the mic.
And then the buttons got sticky.
I don't know, man.
He's
Oh,
like,
no
man, I
wonder
should
we
have drank
couldn't
some
hear
You
water.
know, sometimes after you lick your fingers, you just kind of.
Oh my!
Oh, man.
Oh, dude!
No,
God.
nobody else does that.
Oh.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Pred had to get up and get some water. He had to get a
It's-
towel,
we
you
had to make
know.
a sandwich and shit. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, you know, I don't like call it masturbate. I like to call it full blown fucking my hand. So like, I put a lot of work into it. Like this is like a little stroke.
K-Mega,
You
is
know, you
there
pop it up on the desk.
is there a title
You
for
fucking
what
use your
Fred's
hips
talking
and
about
shit.
right
Like
now?
not your wrist. Use your hips. That's how you really do it. That's how real men do it.
Oh,
your hips.
man.
Yo,
Anyway,
you don't have
Simulation.
Pred on your team, K-Mega. Is what I'm trying to say here.
K-Mega's like, yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
You gotta hammer the hand. There you go.
All right, what was the,
so
what was
how
the
many
first
people-
topic? I missed that one. Hold on.
How many people on the podcast just like air thrusted right now to see if they did that? No.
They did. They probably did.
Nobody at all.
They're not gonna admit to it, but they like, you know what? Maybe I
Nobody.
should fuck my hand instead of jacking off.
Nobody. Pred,
Now
what
that
you,
people
are you
like-
asking about the topic now?
I'm asking about the first topic that I missed because you kind of, I heard you trying to bring
It was
me into
FPS boost, man.
Oh, great. Okay, I've been playing on PC. It's not a big deal for me. So
Wow.
welcome, guys.
PC Master Race right
Next
there.
topic.
Well, dude, what do you think about this whole PlayStation Discord partnership where they're talking about integrating Discord into the PlayStation 5. We all thought, I think it was a couple weeks ago, there were rumors going around that Microsoft was going to buy it, and we at least I was thinking about, man, they can integrate that into their party system with them. With the Xbox platform, all being console, PC, and then of course xCloud, it would be the perfect way to kind of get everybody together in a party. But it seems that Sony is partnering, not acquiring people, partnering with Discord, and it seems like they might have that kind of like thought process in mind when it comes to this partnership. What do you think about that? And do you think that means that it's no-go when it comes to Xbox possibly buying Discord or anything like that? Would that be shot down now after this partnership?
I think that is shot down. And I think, like, when we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, the first thing I said, if anyone remembers, like, why would they do that? It doesn't make any sense for them. How are they going to make their money back buying this? I think it was $10 billion is what they're trying to sell it for.
It was that was a lot of money.
Yeah, it was more than I thought it was worth. And I was like, why would Microsoft do this? They already have a decent party system, and we kind of toy with the idea of why they would like this to integrate it with PC, but you can still use Discord. I mean, not Discord. You can still use Xbox Live, their party chat, whatever, or game chat in some cases. So it just, when the whole talks about Discord came about, I said I didn't think it made sense. I didn't understand how they, other than like just their what is it called? Their where you can buy whatever points, whatever, like that's how they make money off Discord. I honestly, I don't use Discord that much, so I don't really understand how they make money.
Oh, you're on
Discord.
PC and you don't use Discord. That's interesting.
I don't, because I typically play like single player games on PC. I play multiplayer games.
You just made Dark smile a little bit. He's like,
yeah, I play single player stuff on PC, and then most of the stuff that I play is multiplayer. I play on Xbox, and the ones I do play that are cross play, I'm usually playing using Xbox's party chat because I'm in a party with friends from Xbox. So it didn't make any sense to me to use Discord. I've used it. I know we use it sometimes in some podcasts I've been on before, but like for Microsoft to make money off of it, I thought that they would have to either add advertisements or I guess you could. I want to say. I keep wanting to say Sparks. I don't know why I want to say that. Maybe that's
Mixer.
Maybe that's a Mixer thing.
Mixer.
Yeah, but there's like you get like whatever the premium thing is for Discord. Like that's how they
there were
make
Sparks
money.
and Embers. Remember that, K Mega?
Yeah, I remember that shit. K Mega's not talking. But
you just shed a tear real quick for Mixer.
for Sony to pick this up, or not pick it up. Let me rephrase that. For them to partner with them, it says two things to me. A, Sony's actually probably going to venture into more PC-centric stuff because that's what Discord uses. Right? So like, they don't have a lot of multiplayer games. So why would you use Discord? Why would you use Discord on PlayStation? Other than like, I mean, I'm talking about like first-party stuff. What first-party games do you really have on PlayStation?
It's a great point.
That are multiplayer. That so like I think they're gonna slowly transition into some more multiplayer centric stuff because I see that avenue is a moneymaker. Having those game as a service things coming that you could play with friends, I can see that becoming a thing going forward. The fact they didn't go full balls to the wall, let me just buy Discord, lets me know that I don't think Discord really want to be bought. I think they were just trying to play the field and see what they can get. And if Microsoft would have picked them up, they'd have been happy with that. But if they'd have gotten a deal with Tencent or Sony, they'd have been happy with that too. So, and then the third part of it is like, why didn't Microsoft pick it up? Because people don't ask that question. And it wasn't like, because keep in mind, they went to Microsoft. Microsoft didn't come to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a true statement? Just for shits and giggles. That is a true statement, correct? Anybody?
I do believe that they were in talks and it may have started.
Yeah, all I heard was in talks. Like I didn't hear who kicked it off. I
thought that what I thought I saw, and I may be wrong because I haven't really thought about this in a while, and I see K-Mega about to chime in, but like I thought it was them going to Microsoft first.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Fred.
there was something going on there where Microsoft was like, nah, fam. You know, like the fact that they didn't pick them up should actually raise the question, because it isn't like Microsoft isn't trying to buy shit up right now. You
No,
know,
for
like,
real.
and when you see someone say no, and then you don't see any other buyers, and then all of a sudden they do a partnership, because the only person that came up was Microsoft. It wasn't Amazon, it wasn't Google, it wasn't Tencent, it wasn't mom and pop over here on the corner, it wasn't Nuck and Futz next street, up the street. It was just Microsoft. It was the only name that came out of that, and then all of a sudden there's a partnership with Sony. So you got to ask yourself this question: why did they go to Microsoft, and then why did Microsoft say no? Why did what stopped the talks? You know, and so we'll probably never have the answer to that question.
Probably the price
but
point, bro. Like we'll
it
probably
might have
never
been
have
price
the
point.
answer, but I mean, let's be real. That was
Yeah, I
was
mean-
pretty penny, bro.
It was. I don't think there was enough there for Microsoft to spend that kind of money where they thought they would get a return of investment on it. I mean, like I said, how do they make money? You know, I know they're profitable, but how do they make money, and how is that going to be profitable for Microsoft if they ingested them and their problems? And that's a lot of things. That's one thing people don't think about when they hear about these acquisitions. Like, you're not just ingesting the company, you're ingesting their problems and their debt. You know, like how much, like we only see how much like that. Like you see, oh, they're worth this much money, but how much are they like really worth after you take out all the other fluff? You know,
Yeah.
so and how much profit can you get back off of that? So like when you see them pick up like a company like I keep wanting to say Bethesda because that's the first one that comes to my head, but that company, and you see they made $1 billion back in like the first couple of days. That's, you know, that's good. That's a good sign. You know, you're gonna make your money off of it. But like when you look at you know, Discord, like how are they going to get their money back off Discord? And someone just put in a Nuance, like they're going to get their money back on Nuance. They got their money back on Havoc. They got their money back on, you know, all the other little small acquisitions they made for gaming in the past. I just didn't think Microsoft thought that they were going to get their money back that fast with Discord. And like, what's the point of having it if you have a chat server already that works on PC? So for Sony to pick them up, they needed that. They don't have that. Like they really don't. Like if
Again,
I wanna
it's
talk
not
to
an
somebody,
acquisition; it's a partnership.
it's a partnership, yeah. And the thing is, that partnership isn't even gonna, like, it's still working through the ropes. And like what they say, 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
It's not even automatic. It's like, okay, we're gonna have this partnership. Like, I mean, Sony partnered with Microsoft for cloud. You know, they're putting. It's almost like Sony's trying to do what Tencent does. Let's get a little piece of the pie of these little small things and make ourselves profitable by working through businesses versus buying them and acquiring them and working them and building them up. Like that's what Tencent does, right? They buy small stakes in all these companies and they're worth like a couple of billion dollars, you know. So I think Sony's following that market suit versus like what Microsoft is doing. We're just like, we're gonna buy everything because Sony can't afford to buy everything, but they can't afford to have a little bit of piece of the pie of everything. They have enough money to do that. So Epic, you know, Discord.
Man, let's shout out that fire alarm, bro. Like, come on.
Well, yo, hold on, real quick, shout out to Casket Repair hitting up that super chat, talking about batteries for the fire alarm, guys. If you want to invest in no more beeping, hit up that super chat. Get into the
pull
fire
your batteries
alarm
out your Xbox controller,
battery
put 'em in.
investment fund, and
I
hit
mean,
up that
all
super
he needs
chat, people.
is $9.99. So I mean,
That means about
You know,
350.
you would think that he would just be like, you know what? I'm tired of y'all talking shit. Let me go pull it out, but not at all. He's like, fuck you guys. You're gonna hear this shit all fucking show.
No. Well, I'm not going to shut it off at all. It's plugged into the electrical system as well. Like I don't
You can
want to
twist that, right? You can twist that
I
off.
don't want to mess with that. Yeah.
You can twist that off and take the battery out and unplug that little connector right there, and you're good. Good, bro. Actually, you may not even need
We're
the
still
battery.
talking about a.
He made
A
it
smoke
seem
alarm, right?
like Cred. He made it seem like he was trying to, like, if he unplugged that little wire, that it was going to shut down all of Connecticut. Like that's how, you know what I'm saying? He make it seem like nobody else got
No
that.
problem is.
That's
You know what the
so
realest thing is?
Bro, what are
He
you
can't.
doing?
That's the
Hey.
problem. He
I
can't
don't
fucking
want
reach
to
it. That's what
touch
the
it.
problem is. He's too
It
fucking
probably
short.
is. Yeah, because he's like 4'1", but that's okay. We
Yeah,
can
He's
all
5'10", man.
Yeah,
What are
put
you
his
talking
kids
about?
on his shoulder.
that's close enough. Okay.
It's close
Man,
enough.
Kids on
he
his
put
shoulder, man.
Hey,
he put some real drama behind that. I just don't want to do it. My God, man, are you crazy?
I don't know which wire to snip.
Fatality.
It's not a bomb, man. It's not a fucking bomb, man. You just pop that little fucking plug out. You're
The
good.
red
real
wire,
quick, real
the red
quick, yo,
wire.
shout out to Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat and putting money into the fire alarm battery fund. He said, leave Discord alone. You couldn't even keep Mixer. Ouch. Ouch. K-Mega, do you miss Mixer?
Oh shit, yeah, I do miss Mixer. The
Yeah,
reason why
me
I didn't
too.
say anything was that I'm in the middle of some heated battles down here in these catacombs.
Oh
Fucking
my
with
So-
Napoleon.
Dude,
Xbot,
the
I pulled
show
up an
is more
article.
important. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
I pulled up an article that was kind of interesting, and it kind of gives a little more insight of what Jim Ryan wants to do with Discord.
Uh-oh. Let's hear it.
So it's from Apple Insider, and it's dated May 4th, and so they bought a minority stake to help with the partnership in Discord. And the quote is, "Together our teams are already hard at work connecting Discord with your social and gaming experience on PlayStation Network. Our goal is to bring Discord and PlayStation experiences closer together on console and mobile starting early next year, allowing friends, groups, communities to hang out, have fun, and communicate more easily for playing games together." So you say PC, but they're also adding mobile to this as well.
Oh, see, that's why this is the only thing I'm going to say. Xbox already has an app that I can go and chat with people through my freaking phone. Okay. The reason why Microsoft didn't get in bed with them is because they said, we already are doing this. Like, what's the need? We already have PC linked with Xbox, and like I play with PC players, especially on Gears 5, all the freaking time. And it's almost seamless. They're playing on PC, they chat with me, there's no issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, there's the quirks where like all of a sudden you can't hear nobody, you back out, you come back in. Like those little quirks, that's not a big deal to me because if I leave, come back, generally that fixes it. So PlayStation is trying to get into the PC realm, and we all see that. But at the same time, everybody's forgetting about mobile. And technically, Microsoft's already been doing that with xCloud. So why not at least integrate the system into a server base that, kind of goes across the board, including your mobile phone? I can chat with people on Discord through my mobile phone. That makes total sense.
PlayStation Chat brought to you by Discord on your app. Just click it. It's all about access now. And if anybody thinks that PlayStation isn't trying to follow in Xbox's footsteps, you could just tell right now. Just follow the footprints. I mean,
but use what's already there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have the money to make an app happen and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So they go and say, you know what? We could take this, and it's already kind of integrated throughout all these platforms, and we can use that to our advantage. So they're looking for money, clearly, from what Pred just said, which I've looked it up, and basically what you said is correct. They kind of approached Microsoft first. I think they wanted to get bought out, but at the end of the day, Microsoft's already been doing this stuff just in their gaming platform, not necessarily across the board, which is the advantage that Discord has with PlayStation. I mean, it could be a really great partnership. I'm not saying it won't. You know what I'm saying? But right now, it's kind of, we're throwing tree branches out when the tree hasn't been planted yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those crazy thought processes that, we're talking 2022, and it's like, we got to see the results of this, because clearly if Discord's looking to be bought or being partnered with, there's issues going on, and we got to see what that comes into.
Yo, shout out to Sir X-Man real quick. He says, now we just have to wait for Discord to get hacked. And basically he said, it's the PlayStation way. Like, yeah.
Oh my God. That is messed up, but it's not completely
And when
wrong.
it comes to the mobile thing, I don't think it's necessarily gaming and then, party chat on mobile, but I do think using your phone to jump into a party with people and kind of BS with them as they're gaming or whatnot. I think that would be kind of like the main feature for the mobile kind of like accessibility there. But Crispy, I don't think you're too wrong there. And what was it? Pred. I think Pred originated with it, but Crispy was like, "Oh, Pred," because I know you wanted to say it. The whole thing about Discord being, popular on PC, and you see Sony kind of like reaching into the PC space with their first party games. I mean, to me, this is evidence that they are going to integrate more and go into PC space more
and
with their games.
Let me just elaborate real quick, because everybody thinks multiplayer with like chats and stuff, but I see a lot of like PlayStation Discords that I'm a part of, that are more PlayStation centric, that just talk about doing things in certain games. And I think that's the advantage it does have, is that you kind of have that freedom there. Now hopefully it stays the way it is and it's just integrated, and that's the thing that you have to think about. Like, is it going to just be straight integrated?
What shady practices is Sony going to do with Discord to stop Microsoft from using it going forward?
Oh no!
Do you have a PlayStation account?
That was cold-blooded, but I can't argue with it.
That one of the deals with Discord is 90% of Discord has to be used on PlayStation. Otherwise, Discord has to pay them about $52,000 per month.
Crossplay.
Oh my goodness!
Shit.
I think people
Oops.
really want
Did I
to get
jump the
into
gun?
other topics here. I don't know why, but it might be. Who hasn't chimed in on the whole Discord thing?
I haven't.
Oh, you're good. You don't hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah,
No,
you're
go
right.
ahead.
Yeah. What do you guys say, Mac?
Well, I mean, I mean, I'm just going to piggyback off of what Pred said. I do think, though, that Discord does eventually wants to get bought out. I mean, anytime that these companies, it's no different than Mixer, it's no
They're just
different
pimping
than
themselves out real quick.
right. And again, however that the financials got talked about or whatever, and it was like 12.
You can touch it for 200, boo.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. This is kind of like the new level of business. They it's not about keeping sustainability. It's all about just getting popular enough to where you can get the most and then sell. That's kind of like what we've been seeing with these type of services. So for what Sony definitely needs it for that aspect. They definitely are going to be doing some more games with mobile. They're definitely going to be doing more games with going on PC. And since Discord is more PC oriented, it just makes perfect sense that they'll be doing, like, for instance, what is it? Fractions, not factions. That's the perfect type of game
He
to
said
be played
fractions.
upon.
I'm thinking to
I said
myself, it's
fractions.
like
I'm thinking. I know
I
I said that wrong when I said it, but
it's
anyway,
like a 6th grade math game, real quick.
thinking about
Fractions.
it. I had to figure a clue out in the game. But anyway, regardless, it just to me
In
it
the
was
game.
regardless.
I mean,
but
you can
regardless,
always just put the controller down and really get involved in the conversation. I don't know.
I am very involved into the conversation. Why do you think I'm
You
talking
called
about
it
But
fractions, sir.
You did.
I did. Okay, but
We just gotta let it be
saying
country. Man.
overall,
That's all it
No
is.
one
Yeah,
told
that's
me
what
there
we
would
got
be
you.
math.
I said I was going to be short with it, but that's just basically I'm piggybacking off of what everybody else was saying. That it's definitely Sony needs it more than Microsoft does, and I feel that Microsoft is looking more to get back to doing something like they did with Mixer to try to get into that market And maybe Discord could have been something to go in that direction, but because of whatever things fell through. I don't know. That's how I feel about it. But yeah, it's a win for PlayStation, no doubt about it. But it's not an acquirement or anything like that. It's just a partnership. So it's it's just like what Tencent's doing, like Pred said, no doubt about it. Just little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit, and just trying to sustain themselves as long as they possibly can.
Nice. Now,
It's all about money.
Yep.
man, see, I'm the next two topics I'm kind of like tossing around because I'm a huge Sunset Overdrive fan, and I would really want to talk about kind of like the news that came out about Sunset Overdrive and such. But I do got to say the big news that came out this week has to be with the Epic versus Apple kind of like lawsuit going on, and you know, before the trial started, before the court hearing or whatnot, a bunch of emails became public domain. You know, getting ready for a trial, you got to put the evidence out there. The evidence has to be seen by, you know, everybody, so it becomes public domain. So within these emails, there was some very, very interesting things that people were pulling out of them. One of them was Epic dealing with Sony in terms of Fortnite and crossplay, and within that, Sony's their reluctancy to really get into the crossplay, as it had no benefit for PlayStation whatsoever, to the point where they're like, all right, well, you know, they came up with this whole 90% of the revenue. If 90% of the revenue comes from PlayStation, then we're good. But if it falls below 90%, Epic would have to write a check to Sony to kind of like, you know, keep doing the whole crossplay thing. And then not only that, but they literally did charge a couple studios for crossplay. I know I call it soccer cars now. I can't think of
Rocket League.
Rocket League, yeah. Rocket League, which should be called just soccer cars, let's be real. But they do literally charge the developers for crossplay when it comes to that title, and there was another developer as well that actually, you know, they do pay Sony for crossplay. I think that was the biggest thing. But there were other ones like Phil Spencer and Epic Games talking, which, you know, some people made a big deal out of. But all I saw from that was like Epic giving Microsoft an inside track into gaining more mindshare, being on the positive side of things. But going back to the whole Sony thing, where Epic said that they would treat Sony like they would promote them like heroes when it came to crossplay and all that good stuff. It's just really some crazy stuff. I'm gonna go to K Mega first on this. Now, Mega, I know you have the controller in your hands, man, but you know we need you to focus on this. Like, out of everything that came out when it came to the, you know, Epic versus Apple, all the emails and stuff, what was the most interesting thing to you, and kind of break it down on why it was the most interesting thing, bro?
I mean, the first thing that I seen about it, and I had to agree with Jez on that, was that Apple didn't seem to be as bad in this whole ordeal than what was first brought up. Like, I mean,
seemed like
Apple
Epic was setting up to like really
Yeah,
mess with them. Yeah,
Epic was trying to do everything in their power to try to get anybody to you know, work with them, and Apple was just only here just trying to take care of their interest, and so therefore, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, the Sony thing was the most intriguing thing to me more than anything else. I think that it's just all that paperwork about the stuff with Game Pass, you know, trying to you know, with the stuff that's going on, which we'll find out here. It doesn't seem like that's not happening right now when we see the stuff that's going on with Resident Evil 8. But all of just the stuff to try to keep things off of Game Pass within, you know, and all of that was the more important thing to me. Everything else, man, I mean, this is just business. I think if we looked at all different types of things, from Microsoft making negotiations with other companies, I think, you know, other studios or whatever, you know, we will see somewhat of the same language, maybe not to the same degree I'm pretty sure maybe last gen before Phil got in, but I just that stuff to me with everything that Sony was doing, but trying to talk about, we're not interested in it. Doesn't crossplay doesn't fit into our plans, and basically then try to also advertise on the backside that we're for the players, but the players has been asking for cross gen. And also not so much publishers but studios, these devs would like cross gen because it preserves games, especially like fighters, shooters, racers, things like that, because as long as you can have a bigger group of people still playing these games, they can still keep those servers up. So for Sony just to say no, we just want to do what we're doing, and yeah, Epic, we're cool with that, but no, that's not something that we're interested in. Just kind of just shows where Sony's mindset was at that time, and it took Fortnite success and then the push from everybody else within the industry to try to get Sony to finally buckle.
Uh-oh. Did it cut off for me? What about you guys?
Did y'all hear me?
He was
Bucko
done.
was it?
Yeah, buckle. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yo, guys, the Geeky Nerd put out the Last of Us 2 internal review was pretty interesting. Did that come from the emails as well? Because I don't see how that would be associated with the Epic v. Apple.
No, I believe that was a
situation.
Microsoft thing.
Yeah, like I mean, it is interesting, but I think I think companies within the industry, they do look at first party games and stuff and put them under a microscope. It's just we don't normally see that information, but it was definitely interesting what they said about the game, to be really honest with you. But we are talking Epic v. Apple and kind of like the emails and such. I don't know. Let's go to Dark on this one. Dark, what do you think about the information that came out, man? What's the most interesting thing to you? And when it comes to the Sony stuff, is it as damning as people are kind of putting it out there to be? I know it does shed a negative light, but in my opinion, it's a business thing. Kind of like what K Mega said. Like I don't necessarily like it, but it's not like I'm surprised by it, man. But what was the biggest thing that came out of that for you?
I mean, it's none of it's really interesting. I mean, this is another topic, dude. Today, like it was just like
he just
okay.
wants to talk about Returnal, people. I'm trying to give him his chance here. After this,
Eventually, right?
Eventually.
But that's the thing. Like it was like okay, the whole Apple thing, like both of these things with Sony and Apple, it's a business. They're businesses, man. They want to make money and they want to save their ass. And guess what? They gotta do things to save their ass, and sometimes it gets fucking messy, and sometimes it doesn't look good. But does it save them from the headache and the heartache? Some would say
the headache and the heartache. Oh my goodness.
And the heartache.
He's gonna write a country song, people.
I might. You never know. It'll be for K Mega only because he's country.
Yo, that was beautiful right there. That deserves a super chat, by the way.
But yeah, man. I mean, like it's at the end of the day, it's business, and this is how business works. They have to, put things in place to, give them an incentive. Like Epic went to Epic and the industry went to PlayStation and said, hey, what about this whole crossplay thing? Well, you're gonna put these little notions into the contract, so then we can save our ass from losing money off of this, and Epic.
Yo, Dark, I love when Epic came out and I love when Epic came out and basically were like, we hear what you're saying about the whole crossplay thing, and we wouldn't normally have, a leg to stand on. But since our game is the #1 game on PlayStation, you're gonna play ball with us.
Yeah. Like Epic's showing some cojones,
For real.
and I mean I don't blame them, they're doing well right now, but as we all know, kings do fall, eventually. So,
Oh, say that again.
get it while
by the
you
way?
can now. Kings do fall, and
Oh.
get it while you can now, because eventually, you might not be at top anymore.
Because
If
they
some
go
people,
down, they're taking
some
somebody
people
with them.
foresee, like some
and
people
that's,
think that
and that's not just for Epic. That's for every company.
Oh, he's looking at PlayStation right there. He's like, yeah, be
I'm
careful.
not exactly. I'm not. You know me. I'm not gonna.
Foreshadowing.
I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call it out. Like it's. And everybody is like sitting here thinking, oh well, Sony can never fail. No, Sony can never fall from grace. And it's like, okay, man, keep thinking that. But eventually, someday, it could happen. Will it happen anytime soon? Probably not. But I mean, who knows? There could be one day where they make one big ass fucking mistake and it's over. I mean, it might not be completely over, but it's over in terms of being on top. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So you're only as good as as you are on top. If you fall below, you fall below that, and guess what? You do things like look at what Microsoft did last generation. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, they weren't technically on top during the 360 generation. I mean, to me, they kind of
That's
were
now
because
2 generations away, man.
but I mean, yeah, 2 generations away. But like, they knew that they weren't going to um, you know, win, quote unquote, win the generation or whatever, if you want to put it that way. Um, and they did some things that they had to do. Well, they felt like they had to do, and look at what they are now. They're doing great. So I mean, it's just a matter of time that some of these companies, and I don't blame Epic. They gotta get it now. They're on top with Fortnite, and who knows how long Fortnite's gonna last? We don't know. I mean, it's lasting quite a while. I mean, honestly, I thought the battle royale genre was gonna be gone.
It's gonna be
By
gone.
now. It was gonna be gone by now, but it's not. It's still around. I mean, it's got Fortnite, you got PUBG, you got what's the other one? Apex Legends. So I mean, it's doing well. But Fortnite is the king, and like I said, kings can fall.
Nice, brother. Let's go to Midway on this one, man. We haven't heard from Midway in a while since he bursted into song while other people were talking at one point in time. Yeah. Midway,
song.
what do
Hey,
you,
sometimes we even do that on this podcast. So Midway fits right in, man.
well, yeah, and I don't think K
Oh,
Mega
thank you.
has his kind of like all his sound effects and stuff like that hooked up, so we haven't heard a bunch of craziness on his end yet. Midway, what do you think about what is being shown here? Again, when you're bringing stuff into evidence, it goes into public domain, so anybody can look at it. So now all of a sudden, gaming journalists out there, they feel like they have a treasure trove of things to go through, and it is interesting to see the business side, the side that we don't normally see. You see discussions between two companies and such. You see, like it makes me think twice now when something happens and then one company is praising the other company. I'm like, all right, how much money has passed between hands on this one, just to be like, yeah, we're treating them like heroes or whatnot. But what was the most important thing, the most interesting thing that you've seen from these released emails so far, and kind of like why, man?
Things start to get a little messy when evidence is presented, and And it's kind of funny how it's Epic versus Apple, but you bring in this article that hey, Sony's over here, having that same mindset with Apple. You gotta pay in order to be in this space. So I mean, you could tell I think hey, I'm bringing everybody down. I'm trying to change the system, and he even confirmed that Sony is the only when it comes to Fortnite, Sony is the only one that charges crossplay. He confirmed that. So I mean, it's starting to get that mantra, right? I mean, it's definitely starting to be for the payers. And the one,
Hold
hey,
this L
you
because
wanna
it's
you
for the
That's
payers.
That's a good
you
one.
wanna you wanna play, you gotta pay. So I mean, and come on, you can't like, hey, Epic didn't have to pay. Yes, they did, because at the time, now remember, at the time, it was free to play on PlayStation, and it was their number one game. Well, now we'll see what happens when everyone starts seeing, hey, Xbox is free to play now too. So we're going to start seeing how the numbers start forming in the next few years, just to see how if Epic would, hey, you don't have that nice little notch on your system saying it's free to play anymore. So maybe negotiations will happen. But I mean, it's just with the whole Epic Apple, I don't play Fortnite. I'm not a big battle royale guy, so I was just sitting back listening to all this stuff, and then all of a sudden you hear about the charging crossplay, and then I remember when Sean Layden was saying how it's not just flipping a switch, and it was all going to be then it
No,
would be
there
on.
needed to be money that exchanged hands, man.
Right. So yeah, the quote is, we know we want this. We know this is a desire, and we want to be able to deliver in the best way possible. Now, enabling crossplay isn't about flipping a switch, and there you go. It's a very multi-dimensional kind of attribute or feature. And then he says oh shoot, where does it go? He says something about it being you said multi-dimensional business discussions that will have to take place. So, I mean, it's just it's like it's almost like that hindsight has come back to the foreground. So now everything's explained. Now everything is like, okay, it all makes sense. And wait, are you saying they gotta start charging like to in order to have something that players want to play? I mean, I think this basically also kind of says,
Dude, you
well,
just
this
you
is
just
what
sounded
a
different. Did your
multi-billion
headset
dollar
shut off?
company is compared to a $1 trillion company, because obviously this is an expense
I
that
don't think he
Microsoft
can
probably
hear us.
felt
I
that
don't
they
think
didn't
you can
need to
hear us
get
either.
because of other avenues that they get money. So I mean,
Midway,
this
why
is
do
all
I
very
beat your ass
interesting,
all the
and it's
time in
all very
golf?
fascinating, especially on the business side of things,
Midway,
which is one of the
why you
reasons
such
why
a
I
little
started
bitch?
getting into the whole podcast thing with all of you guys. And I just can't wait to see what happens in the future. But yeah, that's my take on it.
You guys are
He was
absolutely
perfect.
I know, dude. That
He
is
was perfect
That
though.
is
He
awesome
went right through.
concentration, which shows that his mic was messed up.
Yeah, it shows that he was not.
I mean, his
hearing-
headset was mixed up. Yeah.
Oh, that was
You're-
cool. That was cool. That was trippy.
That was. I was
I
like,
thought
oh,
I was
that's-
tripping for a second. Like,
Yeah.
He's like, did I smoke too much weed today? I don't know.
I didn't smoke any weed, so fuck off.
He sounds disappointed.
Oh my
by that.
gosh!
No, we heard.
I got a
We heard
phone
you.
call.
Hold on, we heard
went through
you.
it perfectly.
No, we heard
you,
you, bro.
It
You
was
didn't hear
perfect.
us.
Okay.
You
Okay.
went
No, I got
perfect.
I had a phone call like right in the middle of the thing, so I hit decline,
Yeah,
and it took me
I
a while.
was asking you about like 3 or 4 different questions, but you never replied back. So I,
Oh, go ahead. What were you saying?
it's too late now. I forgot.
It doesn't even matter.
You're just gonna have to rerun and rewatch the show and hear what he was
Yeah, right.
saying.
I'll rewatch
hit
this
me
and I'll
back
get
in-
back to you, K Mega.
Yeah, hit me in the DM.
Go back about 2 minutes. And see what Dark.
I'll
Oh
use
my God.
Predator's lotion and slide into those DMs.
Mhm.
Wow. He used it all. Though. It's an empty
No.
Like
bottle.
he's been here forever. It's like he knows me.
Oh, man.
Well. Speaking of Predator, let's chime in with him now. Pred, you do like the business side of things. I don't know if you like the court side of things, but this was interesting insight into the business behind closed doors and whatnot. So what was the most interesting thing to you from the emails that have come out so far?
How shady Sony is. I would venture to say that maybe they didn't just do this on their own. I think Microsoft probably pulled some deals like this in the past. To be honest with you, they might have shied away from them.
Well, the funny thing was the epic back and forth with Phil. It didn't get shady at all. Like, to be
Not
really
Phil
honest
Spencer for people out there listening. It wasn't Phil Spencer, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
Donnie D?
It was a Phil, but it wasn't Phil Spencer. It was another Phil that was doing the things. But you're right. Like, and that's the other part of it. Like, and that's why I say the shady part from Sony, because when Microsoft's person came up there, because there was a Phil, but it wasn't Phil Spencer. I don't know if that was even a Microsoft person. There was another lady that came up there too that talked on behalf of Microsoft. I want to say the VP of Xbox marketing, maybe. I don't know what her role was, but you heard about Sony's shady practices. You didn't hear about Microsoft's shady practices. So, like, the stuff that the Sony was doing wasn't happening from the Microsoft side. It was just Sony doing that, like trying to keep things off of Game Pass. The deals they did. Like all of that, like, and I know a lot of Sony guys are like, oh, they used to think they're pro-consumer, but we've been saying Sony's not pro-consumer for years now. Like starting with the Game Pass thing, people were like, oh, they're pro-consumer because they don't put things behind the paywall. But like, okay, but what about the other shit they're doing that, you don't see and hear about? And now we're finally seeing and hearing about it, and it's really. I've always wondered how these deals work out, and I remember when I actually had a YouTube channel, one of my little blurbs or whatever was about how you can go into a store if Microsoft marketed a game, you can go into Best Buy and you can get the little scratch off little game cards, whatever the fuck they're called, for every game. It didn't matter what system you got it. Like I think it's happened at the beginning of last generation. So I remember trying to get something, and I remember seeing a game from Microsoft that they marketed, which it baffles me what it is right now. But you can go and you can get that game on Xbox, you can get it on PlayStation, and any other system. You can get it on PC, right? But Call of Duty at the time was marketed by Sony, and you could never buy that game in the store digitally with a scratch off. You had to get it through Sony. They had it in the store, but you could not get that shit on Amazon. You could not get that shit on Xbox's store pre-order.
Did you hear about that? Did you hear about that lawsuit?
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, I posted that lawsuit. Yeah, I didn't post it in Next, but yeah, I did.
And this was years ago, and I think it was the Call of Duty that was World War II, the one that came out at the beginning of last generation. Like you could not pre-order that digitally. You had to buy the game from the store, or wait till it came out and you can get it digitally then. But you could not pre-order it digitally. And I was like, why can I not order this? Because I was trying to get the code for somebody and scratch it off and take a picture of it for them, and I could not do it because they didn't sell it in the fucking store. What was the game? It's on the tip of my tongue right now. And K Mega, you played this game from Lord of the Rings that came out.
Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
Right. You could buy that digitally in the store because Microsoft marketed that, right? You could buy that, the digital code. You can buy that scratch off card in the store. I remember looking at it in Best Buy. I could see it in Best Buy. I could see it for Xbox and PlayStation, Shadow of Mordor. But you could not buy, because I think Call of Duty came out at the same time. You could not buy Call of Duty on Xbox pre-ordered. You couldn't get it on Amazon. You couldn't do it anywhere. You had to buy the game or wait till it came out and buy it on the Microsoft store the day of. But you could not pre-order it and get a scratch-off code or whatever.
Yeah, they're doing that with Resident Evil 8. Two.
Yeah, and like that's a marketing deal thing.
Yeah.
It's like, we don't know how fucked up this shit is until you actually see it. And I've always wondered how this shit goes down and what the writing is. And now after I see it, I'm like, that's fucked up. Because like not everybody like for you to sit here and say you can put our game on our system, but you can never put this on Game Pass within the first year. Like you allow them to have that kind of control. And the thing is, these companies are signing these contracts. So it isn't just Sony, it's these companies allowing it too.
Mhm.
And I think that's like that game is specifically, was that a Square Enix game they were talking about?
Which
Or was
one?
it a Capcom game? I think it was a Capcom game.
No, it was okay. It was talking
It was
about the
multiple
language
games.
with Final Fantasy VII remake,
Mhm.
and that's one of the reasons why we haven't heard anything from them about it coming to Xbox yet, because it said 14 days after that no other publisher, or I mean, or company or whatever could talk about that game until 14 days after the first DLC dropped.
Yeah,
And,
and
and
that's
yeah,
that's
so
grimy as fuck. Like
yeah,
if the
that
game's
yes,
gonna
just
come out on
grimy, yeah,
systems, and I can see if
and it causes that confusion, yeah.
you put this magic hat on, and look forward, because especially with this lawsuit that's about to hit Sony, like that's like false marketing. Like you can't, for you to sit here and say, okay, imagine if you're like, you make a movie, right? And you say, this movie can't be played on PlayStation, on DVD on PlayStation. You can't buy this anywhere but like here. But like you're doing everything in your power to prevent it from going to that other place. Like not everybody has a PlayStation,
Which
right?
actually happens now with the
It does,
streaming
and I know it
services.
does. Like
So
not, yeah, with streaming, yes, but like you can still go buy that from somewhere and actually put the disc into your control, your Xbox or PlayStation or
Mhm.
whoever has a fucking DVD still. Like you can still do that shit. But like for you to say, I only want this on this console for this amount of time, and I can never go there for this amount of time, and like you're giving them too much control over your media. And keep in mind, in the past, media, I'm speaking like just anything, movies, music, we've always been able to go into a store and pop it in wherever the fuck we wanted to play it, and play it and watch it or listen to it. Like, it didn't matter if it was Spotify, it didn't matter if it was fucking YouTube Music, it didn't matter if it was your own fucking DVD player in your car, your fucking house. Like, you can just go buy that disc and play it anywhere. And for some reason, the gaming industry has allowed us to not do that. And it's bullshit. Like, I don't think these companies, I don't care if it's Microsoft, Sony, fucking Google, fucking TurboGrafx 16, they should never have the
Ooh, Bonk's
ability
Adventure.
to tell you where to play media that's on every system. Like, if it used to sell it the same everywhere. Like, even these fucking 1 year deals is bullshit. The 3 month deals are bullshit. The exclusive, you know, helmets and bullshit like that. Like, I can give you that one, but a
Yeah, but
whole
when you
fucking
start
month.
talking 1-2 year deals and stuff
Yes.
like that,
Or
that
at
gets
the end
crazy.
of the game's freaking life cycle,
Yeah.
like
Or,
they did
or
with
just
Destiny.
yeah, what they do with Destiny and with Call of Duty, because
Yeah, Call of Duty.
because there's still that spec ops that still isn't available.
Now, who's the
Which
fuck
they
gonna play
said was
that
going to be
this month?
available within a year, and it didn't happen.
Yeah,
So what the fuck?
So like these deals, I think they're bullshit. I mean, I now that we see it, and it's been brought to light, because like this is the first time as a gamer for myself that I've actually seen the writing, the legal writing of
Mhm.
how fucked up these deals are. I don't know if anybody's seen it before, but I've always wanted to see what it looks like, and now that I see it, I'm like, that's fucked up. Like, that's not
He's like, I
how.
knew it. Fucked up right there.
I knew there was some fucked up shit going on behind the scenes, but I didn't know how fucked up it was until I actually saw it in black and white. I was like, that is fucked up. Like, that's not how you do people in general. Like, and like I said, the fucked up part is these companies, it isn't just Sony. Sony puts it out there in contract, but these companies have to sign this shit. Like, they can always come back and say, we're not doing that. We're
Yeah.
gonna put this in, but they decide to do it because they want that coin, and it is what it is. But like, I think it's just a fucked up practice in general. Like, and I think that's the biggest thing that shocked me, like just seeing that, like even though this is was it Apple versus Epic thing, and like somehow everybody else got dragged into it too. It's like everyone's like they're spilling the tea, You know what I'm saying?
You're like, yo, what did we do? Well, like, what the hell?
Oh, we are in court. Oh, let's bring all this shit out. You know, like.
I think that might have been Epic's plan as well. Like,
they want to take everybody on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I'm glad they did this because, like, you get to see the insides of how fucked up these contracts are, and now that it's out in the open, and some of these people are seeing how we as consumers feel about it, and how we feel like looking at how fucked up these deals are, we can voice our opinion and say that's fucked up, and hopefully they'll see that we think it's fucked up and stop doing them. That's the only thing we can probably get out of this, because I don't know how this court hearing is gonna sway. But it's brought to light a lot of things within the gaming industry that we typically don't get to hear. And I think that's the best part of all this that happened. Like, we get to see how fucked up these contracts are, and how restricted they are to the other platforms. I think it's.
And don't forget, what makes this a little more messed up is that, remember, Sony has invested in Epic's Unreal Engine 5.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
just the whole and then they're still bringing this out.
Nuances were in that contract, like
it can't go to Xbox.
You can't use that premium tier texture pack, like if you're making a game for Xbox.
Any game using this is gonna be like a 1-year exclusive on Sony, or like a 3-month.
See, I don't think Epic would swing that far, bro. Like,
no, I don't either. But you don't be surprised, man. They you get. I mean, I don't think, like, in terms of the engine, no. Like, but if it's a Sony game going to an Epic store again, like, they'll be like, it stays on Epic for a year before you put it on Steam. Like that kind of deal. I think they'll have something like that going on.
So I just want to say, shout out to Hogue Law. He's a really he brings a lot of insight on the legal side.
I started watching that video, actually. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he was on the Iron Words podcast, and he was talking about if Epic wins this court case. Now, it's very, very small, because obviously once you create a precedent, it's very hard to go back on that. So, but they said that if Epic wins against Apple, it'll be very easy for them to file a lawsuit against Sony for the same practices. So because of the whole walled garden aspect, once and the percentage of the 30% take that Sony's taken and Apple's taken on their stores. So this is a very obvious, and you can see right now Sweeney has no problem. Oh no, we had to pay Sony for all this, and they're the only ones that doing it, and I mean there's no the gloves are off now, it's just, so it's going to be a very interesting.
Sweeney's got huevos.
He does.
Right, and then on top of that, like, it would make sense now, since Microsoft wasn't playing. They seen how Sony was playing ball with their exclusives and things like that, or with their marketing deals. That's where this came up, where Microsoft was considering dropping the rate to 12%.
Yeah, and people ran with it like that was actually gonna happen, and it's interesting. Like I said, like once they pulled back the curtain on like these business deals and stuff, you get to see, and I'm not talking just as an Xbox gamer here, but to see the difference in interactions, the Epic and Xbox and Microsoft interaction in comparison to the Epic and Sony and PlayStation interaction, like I'm happy I don't deal with Sony that much. Again, it's business. I do understand that.
The onion has been peeled back, and the layers have been exposed,
but the thing
and
is,
now it's going to turn brown.
A lot of people don't really care, though. Like at the end of the day, when it comes down to it. But
I think some people care. I mean, I think if the general public overall would read articles and look at this and be like, oh man, this is kind of shady practices. But if you're expecting some content, some pro PlayStation content creators to come and just say, well, this is morally wrong, PlayStation needs to forfeit some of this power that they have. you're not going to hear that whatsoever.
No, they're gonna be like, it's business. Like, that's
Right? Like, yeah, this is just how it is.
I'm
Wait till Microsoft
patiently
does it, so
waiting.
Right,
Patiently
right.
waiting for a track to explode on.
Well, I mean, it
I know,
also,
I hear you,
you
brother.
know,
to get
but
rolled
that's
on.
here's the thing. Like freaking Epic is you know, Tim Sweeney has balls, and he's trying to
Sweeney
he's
balls.
trying to he's trying to
They sweaty.
very sweaty.
Eat them up, ladies.
They're
My
fucking
balls are made
leaking.
for your
That's
pleasure.
that's how fucking sweaty they are.
Wow.
You know, he's got a lot of balls, man. I mean, he's gonna. I don't know, man. Like it. That's the thing with this kind of thing. It could backfire on him. I don't think it will, but it could.
Sweeney's a slick dude.
Because Epic agreed to this stuff. You know, like Epic agreed to do this, and you know, like it's gonna be a really, I don't know, it's gonna be a really interesting and difficult court case.
Well, Epic set this all up. They had like their commercial and everything when it came to when it came to Apple. They had that all ready to go. That did not take like a day to put together. Like they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were getting into, and you saw from the emails, you know, to Xbox that they knew that they were going to get into some shit. They knew that they were going to get some backlash, you know, from these companies and stuff. And they tried to entice Xbox and Microsoft to kind of roll back their paywall and kind of look like heroes in this, and to look like they were really on the side of, you know, pro gamers and crossplay and all that good stuff. But real quick, I do got to hit up the super chat. You know, it is the Fire Alarm Battery Fund going on tonight. You know, so shout out to 108 Dragons TV. My brother Lemon is in the chat. He says, "What's good, my gaming community?" And this is from before. He said, "Crispy the Weed Man." If that's the case, you know, two for 5 all day, 2 for 5. And shout out to Master Clown X3. Of course, he is a member of this channel, and you can also join. You just have to hit that join button right underneath the stream. He is a member, and he hit up the super chat again. Thank you for the support, brother. It is the Fire Alarm Battery Fund going on tonight, and he said, "Heard the call." So he dropped in on that super chat. Thank you so much for the support, brother.
I love how you get a lot of super chats when people are trying to donate for something that they're fucking annoyed by.
Goddamn beeps, bro. Like, shut up with that shit.
They're just like, we're fucking had it. We're gonna give you this fucking $9.99. So you
Yo,
get
did he
this
just do it
fucking
again?
pick.
I swear, Master Clown just hit up the super chat again with nothing to say. Brother, you said nothing. But yo, dude, thank you so much for the support, guys. I really do appreciate it.
Change the battery, motherfucker.
Yo, he wants me to buy $40 worth of 9-volt batteries.
There you go.
Yo,
But you know what the
guys,
sad
man.
thing is it won't get fixed for like another month.
Hey,
'cause
that's
how bad it
I
is.
said I will fix it, bro. I am a man of my word, okay?
Well, you gotta wait for that super chat money to come in.
That is true.
I think he just got the battery money, right?
That comes in on the 21st, people. On the 21st.
It's the dark truth.
Wow. We have the crispy truth and the dark truth on one show. Yo, Master Clown, brother. Hit up the super chat one more time.
Another $9.99.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. Yo, shout out to you, Master Clown, man. It is great to have you as a member of this channel. Definitely appreciate it. Crispy has been just waiting incredibly patiently to get in on this subject. So Crispy, it is your turn, man. The spotlight's on you. These emails that are coming out, bro. What is the most interesting in your opinion, and why?
I not any email, okay? Because actually, number one, why does Epic kind of have a partnership with Sony and then kind of allow them to get trashed. That's kind of what just happened.
They can always go back and said that they had to make a deal or something like
Oh,
that.
no, because they don't like their practices. That's number one. Because I look at it this way, okay? I look at it from a financial standpoint, at least in some way. And I say, Apple is a $2 trillion company as of May. Okay? Microsoft's just under 2 trillion. They're about 1.8 trillion. Okay? Microsoft, I mean, the things that came out, they could be damning, but they're not like a huge deal. Nobody's like, oh, this is kind of anti-consumer and everything. Like, this is more or less like, hey, we're kind of teasing what we're doing and behind the scenes. That's almost what you feel like. Like, it's not like, hey, like, you know, they're not allowing people to play games or to buy them where they want. And then you have PlayStation, which is a, over 100 billion, let's say 1.13, somewhere around there. And, they're just chilling. But the problem is, and this is the problem. You go and get in bed. This is Epic. Epic is by far one of the higher devs. Developer, just making games, everything else, no hardware involved, nothing. They make about 17 billion right now. Okay, market cap. So you look at them and they say, you know what? We're bigger than that. And on top of that, Sony kind of screwed us. They kind of made our lives miserable.
Hold on, bro. Hold that thought real quick, because Master Clown just hit the super chat one more time. Brother, you are blowing my mind right now. Dude, do I really have to spend this money on 9-volt batteries? I mean,
yes, absolutely have to spend it on 9-volt batteries.
Yo, Master Clown, shout out to you, brother. Again. Thank you so much, man. Definitely appreciate the support, bro.
But the thing I find weird is that Epic really has no loyalty. And a lot of people ignore that.
They have loyalty to themselves.
Exactly. And rightfully so. I mean, they're not a huge company, but they feel, wronged. And they stood up to the largest company in the world right now. That's what they're doing. They are standing up to the largest company in the world. And for some unknown reason, the third largest company in the world right now decided to say, hey, you can have our emails, you can have our things going on. We're going to be a part of this. That's a little strange to me. On top of that, you have Sony coming in there being like the 20th largest company in the world, or even less than that. And saying, I don't know what it is. But they are literally like 2% of what these other companies are worth. I mean, let's be serious. So, they are down lower, but all of a sudden, all of the stuff that comes out is far worse for them than a Microsoft. And then even Apple is kind of sitting there laughing like, what are you trying to prove right now? You're actually proving our point that, we're correct. Now, like you said that, Epic, if they win this, they can go back to Sony, but why would they? I would feel like it would be a bargaining chip. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're making them, their devs and themselves pay to, allow crossplay and everything else, I feel like it would be a bargaining chip. Be like, dude, like we could just start this lawsuit if you want to pay for that. I mean, we can do that because they've been making them pay for so long. While Microsoft's sitting here like, oh, well, your free-to-play games are free to play now. So now, and that might have been like recently, they're like, oh shit. Like Microsoft's like, hey, here you go. You can play Fortnite for nothing. Could talk to people.
Dude, I think they gritted their teeth when they made that whole thing happen, to be really honest with you.
No, and I agree with you. I'm not saying that's but because of this great community that we said, this Xbox Live shit, this $120, that shit ain't right, bro. I don't care if I'm an Xbox fan. I ain't having that shit. You know what I'm saying? And because we did that, and they said, oh, we don't need this bad PR. We don't need this. You know what I'm saying? Dude, companies are companies. Like, people need to get their head out of their ass. Start realizing that these companies want to make fucking money, bro. Like, stop thinking that they care about you. They don't care about you. The only thing I'll say is that companies can act like they care about you and give me free shit like Microsoft does right now. Okay? You give me new games. You give me games in Game Pass, day and date. You give me games I've never played, like MLB The Show. Even though I haven't really played it a lot, I still played it. I still tried it. I haven't played a baseball game in freaking 20 years, it feels like. Okay? So it gave me an opportunity to try the freaking game. Now, am I going to, if it came out of Game Pass, would I purchase it? Probably not. But at least I get that goddamn opportunity. Like, get your head out of your ass. Start realizing that use these companies for what they give you. And right now, Microsoft is giving me more than PlayStation ever could. Hey, buy Returnal at $70. And hey, half the people are going to have freaking, glitches and have to restart the game because the way it's structured, the game is pissing people off. It's not necessarily the crashes and everything else. It's the way the game is structured. You lose everything basically, and you restart the freaking game, and that's what's pissing people off. Now, is that a problem? Oh, you just got to get good. Well, guess what? If the game crashes and you got good, and you got to the fourth boss, and all of a sudden you got to restart, and you got to go through all this bullshit to get back to that fourth boss, that's a load of crap, dude. That's the way I think about certain games. You know what I mean? Like when Gears 5 had all those freaking problems, okay? I just went back to the next checkpoint, and I restarted that checkpoint, and I played that checkpoint.
Where the fourth boss is a checkpoint, so you don't actually start from the first biome. You start from the fourth.
Okay, well that's great. Nobody's talking about that. They can't even get to the fourth one.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, so and I'm not saying it's not get good and shit, but when they're doing well and the game crashes, that's fucked up, dude. I'm sorry. Like, that's where, that's the element of the game. And, for PlayStation to constantly ignore things, including, acting like, this crossplay thing isn't a thing, because it is, because I played with people on soccer cars, or Rocket League, as it's properly called.
Soccer cars,
or I've played Fortnite with people that are on PC, and I have less problems than what we see even on Xbox on their first party and PlayStation. I question myself at times because these are free to play games. I question myself, and I say, what is Epic trying to do? And right now, I feel like they're trying to be the dirty dozen and saying, you know what? We'll stab you in the back. We'll stab you in the back. We'll stab you in the back. And they're looking at all these companies and being like, we can stab you in the back whenever you want. And Microsoft did not have to jump in bed with this lawsuit. A lot of people don't realize they were not even mentioned at times. Neither did Sony. And all of a sudden, Sony's got more, negative things coming out of this than anybody else. And I'm like, well, why is that? Like, how did this happen? How did Sony just kind of just say, oh, we're going to do this? Well, I mean, I get it. You might as well team up with a bunch of companies that are going against the largest company in the world. I understand that, because at the end of the day, they might only have 30% of the market of cell phones themselves, but all their other, proprietary things, including their software, are involved with those cell phones, and they make money off of that. They make money off of their iPods and their, everything else that's involved with Apple. And they are the largest company right now. And, they kind of hold that down and they make it what it is, but they're not even looking as negative as PlayStation right now, even though they have done the same things They just get to hide it better because they got more people involved. They got more money involved. And I say, you know what? I don't care what Sony's playing hardball. You know, they're doing dirty little tactics. And you know what? I don't freaking blame them. To be honest with you, I don't blame them. They got this amount of money that they can spend, and they're doing things that, you know, they're at least trying to keep relevant. They're trying to keep themselves on pace. And you know what? I got no problem with it.
You know, Crispy, first off, it is surprising to hear you say you have no problem with it. But from what you're saying about Sony here, one of the reasons why I feel like kind of like, you know, their guerrilla tactics last generation and kind of like what they're doing this generation and you know, trying to keep games off Game Pass, all this good stuff, it shows how much of a financial anchor PlayStation is for the Sony corporation. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't really dive into.
Well, that's kind of my point. And I'm not saying that it's pro-consumer. I'm not saying that it's pro-consumer. I'm not saying
keep Sony alive is what it is.
Well, and I'm not saying they're dying or anything like that. Like they still have a substantial amount of the market that's involved in their services, everything else. The point, you know, like people watch their movies, everything else. You know what I mean? There's going to be another Spider-Man. There's going to be, you know what I'm saying? So it's still relevant and everything.
Spider-Man, because then anything after that just falls off a cliff. Let's be real.
Well, and you know what? Yeah. I mean, you could say what you want about Returnal right now, but I'm sure it has sold pretty well. You know what I'm saying? So
because them payers are thirsty.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm saying, but I'm not trying to trash Sony. What I'm saying is that, you know, Sony has to do what they have to do because they don't have the money that some of these companies do. And Epic is doing what they think is right in some way, but at the same time, when you see, for themselves, but at the same time, you know, you get in bed with Sony and then you allow this to come out, you allow them to get involved. All I'm going to say, okay, and I'm going to say this, and people are going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? There will be more games running on Unreal Engine 5 on the Xbox than the PlayStation, and that's all I'm going to say.
They got into bed with Sony. They got into bed with Sony, and then the awkward morning afterwards because Epic didn't pull out. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's what happened. Yo, shout out to Master Clown. Shout out to Master Clown X3. Putting in a couple more super chats. When I said about buying the batteries, he said that's the point. And then he put in another super chat. He said, buy all the batteries. So guys, you will not be dealing with my fire alarm on the next show. I can guarantee you that. Yo, shout out to Master Clown again. Absolutely awesome. Was there anybody else who needed to chime in on this? Okay. All right. And to finalize the show, one more quick topic, and it's a topic that's going to go to one of our panel members. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the other panel members jump in and ask questions and anything like that while he's talking about this. But it seems we have a Returnal gamer. We have somebody who's been playing Returnal on the panel. And we got to give him the spotlight here because, you know, first off, you hear about the crashes. You know, you see so many people on social media when this game dropped. I love roguelike games. All of a sudden, roguelike, I can swear, like the term roguelike might have started trending on Twitter. And the funny thing about this is if you go back a couple weeks before the release of Returnal, I never saw that term roguelike anywhere on social media, but now all of a sudden there are huge roguelike game fans everywhere. It's kind of funny, but Dark, you've gotten your hands on Returnal, you've played it as you were stating with Crispy and whatnot. So, dude, what do you think about the game? And be prepared for the panel to jump in and ask questions and you know, possibly get on your ass about things. But
You might want to take that back.
Yeah.
Hey,
Try
Xbot.
Master Cloud one more time, brother. You are single-handedly holding my YouTube channel up, brother. Yo, this is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And
You
it
get
was
Master
just
Clowns about OnlyFans.
Yeah. Because Daddy
Hi,
Dark
Dark.
ain't
Like,
paying
Ted
no
wants
more.
you to subscribe to his OnlyFans now, bro.
Damn it.
Yeah,
Hey, Xbot, before
Pred-
he starts, I just got to say I do have to head out.
Nope.
All right,
all right.
Midway.
No, you don't.
So
Well,
No, you don't.
brother,
Yeah,
it
I
is
appreciate
it is always fun having you on the show. We got to get you on again. We got to plan it out a little bit earlier so I can get the proper thumbnail and all that good stuff going for next time, bro.
all good. It was great. I got more time, so definitely gonna see you on the links. And pleasure talking with everybody. And it's good to be back in the podcasting space. So thank you guys.
Yeah,
No
man,
doubt. And he
Midway.
said, Dark, keep that
See you
seat
later,
warm
bro.
for him.
Keep that seat warm.
I don't know. I don't know.
See you guys.
All right, brother.
Later.
All right, so go ahead,
Um,
Dark, man. It's all on you, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm loving this game, to be honest. I mean, I have played Hades. So
I haven't.
I've kind of know, the roguelike genre a little bit. So I was kind of, when I went into this, I knew that I was gonna fuck up a lot, and I did for quite a while. I mean, I'm still struggling, but I'm determined to complete this game.
Brother, real quick, what this game looks like to me, like, you know, those kind of like asymmetric, kind of like, almost completely top-down view, kind of like shooter games where you have enemies like shooting orbs and stuff all over the place, and you got to maneuver in between them and shoot. It reminds me of that, but just third person.
With third person, it's a little bit more difficult because I think it's in that third person view.
But that's pretty much what it is.
But that's pretty much what it is.
Okay.
It's kind of, you ever seen that movie Live Die Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow? It's like that.
Yeah, we
You
all
know-
saw that. Yeah, we all saw
That movie's good. Yeah. I like
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's-
actually
it-
bought
it-
that movie on Xbox. Thank you.
Yeah, that movie's fucking fantastic. I love that movie. And that's what it reminds me of a lot of, like you die quite a bit. I mean, but that's the thing, like you kind of learn what you need to do. I was stuck on the first boss for like 18 hours, dude. Honestly, I'm not
What?
ashamed of that. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm really not. I think it's just because I was doing stupid shit for 18 hours, to be honest. Like I wasn't reading anything. I was just picking up everything, and that's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to, kind of take your time and really figure out what to get to the boss, and you can kill it. And I wasn't doing that. I was just like, I'm gonna, I'm I'm just gonna play this, how I want to play it, and I was
I
stubborn.
got this shit. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was like that.
I just want to point this out. You've had 0 crashes, everything else, right?
No. I've had crashes. I had one crash that scared the fucking shit out of me. It completely shut off my entire console and my TV. Because my TV's, it's one of those smart ones where it kind of like hooks up, and when you turn it off, it goes off, and that scared the living shit out of me. I was about to
PlayStation died.
I was about to fucking call Sony up and be like, motherfuckers, you fucking owe me fucking $500 because I ain't fucking I ain't fucking buying another fucking PlayStation if this is gonna keep continuing.
Dude, I'm not buying another PlayStation 5, and I cannot find a Series X.
Yeah, exactly. I'll fucking I'll just play on my One X. I don't give a fuck. If it came down to that. But luckily it didn't. It was scary though for a moment because I was like, fuck, man. Like I was like, hopefully this comes back on. And because it hard crashed my entire console. Like it just went kaput, and I was like, oh shit. And that was and actually I was on a good run too. That's the fucked up thing. Is like it crashes. It seems like it crashes when you're on a good run, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I got to start from the beginning again. Unless you're like unless you got through the first first boss, second boss, and you're now on to the third biome, which I am. I'm on to the third biome. It's you do lose progression in terms of just like all your power ups and things, but the only thing that you don't lose is like your ether, which is nice, but honestly, like you don't, I mean, it does help to have ether, but honestly, like you could make a run without ether, to be honest.
What does ether do?
It just it takes stuff that's malignant and cleanses it so that you can get it so you can open it or get it without getting a malfunction. And malfunctions are things that there's like little tasks that you have to do with the malfunctions to get to get them to wipe away. Like right now, I have a malfunction that's reduced repair efficiency by 30%. But what I have to do in order to um, remove that is to fabricate an item just one time. So I mean, they're not like hard malfunctions, but they're kind of
Annoying.
Sounds like mods.
annoying.
Sounds like mods. Like it's like a
Yeah,
mod.
It's a
yeah,
negative perk that you can get
yeah. It's a
wiped from
negative
you.
perk. It's a negative perk. And then there's these parasites. Some of them they're cool. You want to pick them up. But there's a lot of them that you're like, I'm not gonna need it. Like I'm not gonna even utilize. Like some of them that are really good, like the ones where they give you like extra life are really nice. Because it gives you like if you die, you don't have to start from the beginning. You get to start right where you died. So those are nice. There is a statue in the game where you can get that also does that, where you don't have to pick up a parasite or you don't get like a debuff or anything on that. It sucks if you die while having that and you're not in a position where you can that you're not in like the biome that you want to be in. That sucks because it's all random. Everything is procedurally generated randomly, so
See, that's the thing I don't
they're not
like, man.
they're not in the same place. They're not in the same it's all each map is different.
Dark, is the world structure procedurally generated, or is it basically the same maps and it's just that where the enemies spawn is different and what enemies spawn is
No,
like procedural?
the each biome changes every time you
Yeah,
die.
see, I don't
So
like that.
like every time you die, it changes. It's not that's the thing. I didn't think I was gonna like it either, but honestly, it after like a little bit, you kind of get used to it, and you're like, oh okay, because I don't think there's like a lot of different procedurally generated because I've died a lot. I died a lot on the first on the first
It's like, I
biome,
died
dude.
a lot.
Well,
I died a lot.
I will
on the
say
first
this:
biome.
it sounds like it's able to be replayed. Like
It is.
yeah.
It is a definite like replayable type of game, which is good. And you can, after you even beat the game, it is replayable as well because you can actually get the secret ending if you want, or you can go back and you can see like, well, I want to see how fast I can go through each biome, or whatever. If you want to, you don't have to do that. Bread. Bread's all like, nope, not
This
doing
shit
it.
once. Go
Um,
Outriders.
But honestly, I'm having a blast with the game. I'm thinking to myself, like, with Resident Evil Village coming out, I might just put this one down and run through that. I mean, I'm already on the fifth. I mean, the third biome. Um, it's not like I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose a run. That's really what happens. Is when you shut off the game, you don't lose, like, um like opening the second or third biome. You lose the run, like the run that you were on. If you had a good run, definitely try to finish what you're doing if you're on a good run. But if you're like, I'm not really doing so well this run, you can always, like, go into you can hit the pause menu and hit restart cycle. Um, but I don't like doing that. I just like seeing how far I can get. Um, and 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 honestly, man, it's a lot of fun. Do I think it's worth the 70?
That was gonna be my next question. Is it a $70 game, bro?
Um, for certain
No.
people,
Yes
yes.
or no?
For certain people, yes.
For you,
For me, yes. But I think people who won't like this type of genre definitely don't buy it. Like, like, just because it's a PlayStation game
and what
and you're
type of
thinking to
genre
yourself,
is that, bro?
honestly, it's like a mixture.
Metroidvania.
Yeah, it's like a Metroidvania type of game. Yeah, it's kind of like that. And it's a lot of fun. It's just, I think for a lot of people that get frustrated with, like, Souls type games or things like that, you're probably not gonna enjoy this. This is definitely not a game for you. This is a game for, you know, people who like that, challenge and shit. Um, but I mean, if it is a game that you want to play, I I would try it out. I mean, if you feel like, I understand, like, the whole accessibility thing. It doesn't bother me, like, especially if somebody who is disabled. Especially if somebody who's disabled. I think games should be more accessible to people who are disabled, because it just brings more people into playing the game. So I think if they did add features to this game to make it more accessible for people, it wouldn't bother me, to be honest. Like, if they added a save mode, I wouldn't bitch and complain about it. Or if they added a, you know anything that would, make the game easier, it's not going to bother me, because I'm probably not going to use that.
They need to add a when it's dark and stop talking mode.
All right,
You
I'm
know,
done. I'll let you guys, if you guys
you know
have
what
any.
this game reminds me of, and this is like probably showing my age here. Anybody out there who played Space Harrier?
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, Jesus
That's when I
Christ.
look at this game. That's exactly what it reminds me of from back in the day, with the exception of the fact you were actually flying. But like every time I see this game, I'm like, this is like Space Harrier 2.0 right now.
Oh,
And
it's
it looks-
ridiculous, dude.
This I would love to play this game. I mean, it's right up my alley. You guys know I'll probably beat this shit in like 3 days, but unfortunately, I don't have a PlayStation 5.
Honestly,
so-
for you, Pred, yeah, you're really good at video games, dude. So yeah, I think you could beat this game within a pretty good time frame. Me,
What you
I'm
trying to say?
just I'm not. I'm
He was
just
just about
saying.
to
Well,
dog the shit
I
out
know
of
live
himself.
games
I
though.
think
Like
video
you
games
guys have seen
already-
me beat. You guys have
already
seen me beat
know.
games that are like fucking like
I suck at
20 hours in like 3 days. Like
yeah,
literally.
exactly.
I wouldn't know life a game like this and been done with it before most people even got like to the third biome. So like,
Right, exactly. So for me, yeah, it's challenging, but I like the challenge.
Okay. All right. That is interesting, and I love the confirmation of kind of like what I felt the game was, with seeing like the enemies and how, whatever projectiles were coming out, there were definitely patterns in it, and squares, cubes, stuff like that, like. And it just reminded me of that asymmetrical top down kind of like shooter, where everything's shooting at you, almost in all these different patterns and stuff. But
It's funny because a lot of people will say it's reminiscent of Recore, and to be honest, it kind of is with the gameplay. It kind of is.
the dashing and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
I'll pick it up on Game Pass next year.
Oh,
Here's a question I have for you, Dark.
Yeah, what's up?
This is something that I've been wondering because of something that I've seen that was in the deluxe edition.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that this game could possibly go to the PlayStation 4?
Possibly. I think it would be a dumbed down version of it. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if the PlayStation could handle the different procedurally generated, landscapes and stuff. I don't know. I don't know if the 4 could do it. I mean, it's very well possible. I don't know if
I you know what?
Did you ever? I just want to bring this up. Anybody ever play the Division 1 Underground?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was procedurally generated, and it was actually not only the maps but the enemies that you fought. If that is capable on the PlayStation 4, I think it's possible.
Dude, I think if anything, it is capable on the PS4. Like if anything, what you're gonna get is you're gonna get a lower tier in terms of graphics, resolution, and you're gonna get load screens. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Quite a bit of load screens. Yeah, every time you die, you're gonna be like, oh fuck, I gotta wait like a half hour just to get to the next run. Wow. But I think with the low shortage of the PS5, I could possibly see this going to PS4. Yeah.
Nice.
And PC and Xbox.
And he said an Xbox.
Maybe you never. I mean,
no, he's waiting for
know.
PC Master
and his Galaxy phone.
But I mean, it'll probably. I mean, honestly,
if it was on PC, I would have picked it up. But
honestly, if anything, it's probably. I mean, I could almost guarantee it's gonna go to PC. Because I mean, it might not go right away, but
it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming, Fred. You'll be able to play it, man.
But
if Days Gone goes to PC, Returnal's going to PC.
Halo will come out, and that's when they release this shit on PC.
Yo, and real quick about Halo, JT Gamer.
I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
JT Gamer asked if he should pick up Halo Infinite for his Xbox One X, and a couple things I gotta say there. First off, if you're looking forward to playing Halo Infinite, I would say it's a no-brainer, because then once you do get like your Series X or something like that, you'll just automatically download that version of the game. And then I ask you, why think about purchasing it when you can just subscribe to Game Pass and get all the other games as well as Halo Infinite day one?
Exactly. Especially when Game Pass.
Because some people like to buy their games.
I asked him that too before when he about a certain game. I'm like, well, just get it on Game Pass.
Get on Game Pass on PlayStation.
Well, K Mega always calls me out about I never bought Gears of War 5, but
oh shoot!
I mean, he's not wrong. You didn't.
You traitor, you fraud.
Let's wrap the show up, man. I'm tired.
Yeah, let's do this. Yo, shout out to the chat, guys. Guys, you have been absolutely incredible. I do have I have to watch 2 more episodes, and I have completed the first season of Attack on Titan. My son has gotten me into anime, and we watch them together just about every day. And so I gotta get to that. But absolutely amazing show. Shout out to Midway Monster for hanging out with us and sharing his thoughts and opinions. I would definitely like to have him back on the show as a guest, Stark. As a guest, just saying. Down the road.
You're scaring me for a second there.
As a guest. But shout out to Master Clown, who killed it tonight with the support through Super Chat. Thank you guys. Thank you, Master Clown, so much. and everybody else who contributes to this channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Now, with that being said, let's go to the group I definitely do not appreciate, which is the panel and their outros. That was funny, guys. That was a joke. No. Damn it. Let's start with Crispy. Crispy's got a pretty lengthy outro with different shows that he's on, and where to go to talk games and stuff like that. So, Crispy, what do you got for us, brother?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, let me just go into the dude that's just laughing real quick. Like, yeah, that's
yeah, Crispy talking.
Yeah, no. At ChrisBomb on Twitter, ChrisBomb28, Xbox Live. Yes, hit me up. I will play not just Gears, which is kind of crazy. I play all games now. Thanks to Xbox. No, I'm just kidding.
Play Minecraft.
No, I won't.
Damn it. Minecraft's a really good game. You gotta give it a shot.
Yeah. No. I've watched enough of that game. Yeah, we got Breakfast with Boom tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Yes, we have a juicy topic about the coalition, so that should be fun. We got Retro Renegades Tuesday, 7 p.m. And of course, I'll be back here on the next podcast, 8 p.m. Thursdays, prime time.
And it seems that my son, the potato, has showed up in the chat as well. Shout out to you. Yeah, we'll be going in on those 2 episodes. Next on the list, let's go from lengthy to kind of short. So, Dark, what do you got for us, brother?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter, Dark Animus. You can also find me on Xbox and PlayStation at the same name.
We messed up the rhythm, guys. He messed it up.
I did a little bit. Yeah, I was like,
He was thinking about Returnal, and you can't die and then come back and try it again, dude.
It's true. Yeah.
Nice, brother. Predator, Pred, man, what do you got for us? Any special guest sightings? Are you in contract talks? Anything at all? What's going on?
Nothing going on, man. Just obviously, thanks for the special guests, the 2 special guests we had today, Midway, and then your smoke detector.
Yes.
Shout out to them too for showing up all week, all day today. So nothing going on. I'm actually gonna get back into Battlefield 4 to kind of prep and get my mind right. So with that 120 frames per second they put out, so I'm definitely gonna check that out this week. I haven't been playing too much Outriders, but I will jump on if someone wants me to come in and play with them. I know K-Mega needs some help in that game. That's it, man. I'll see y'all next week. Predator_HOS on everywhere. So holla.
I just want to let you know, Season of the Splicer.
No.
This coming Tuesday,
No.
Destiny 2, man.
No. There's still people still play that game.
Dude, yeah, no, it's highly
I thought
active,
that went
brother.
the way of Anthem.
Like,
I
yeah,
don't know why.
regardless of the small corner of the game, the entire gaming community that we are in, Destiny 2
I don't
is
think
a
Destiny is that
hugely popular game, bro.
I didn't know that.
Just
I mean, the only one who would be still playing Anthem right now would be K-Mega.
no, the Don would too.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a few people pop back on Anthem lately, but I'm not jumping back on that shit. So.
No, it's done. It's a done deal. Speaking of
Fire alarm's happy. No.
yeah, I know, right? It's like I got a shout out.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going like it might skip a little bit, but then all of a sudden it's going like more often now. What the fuck is that all about?
I have no idea.
As the battery's dying more.
He's laughing about it. I fall asleep in this room every night. But speaking of Anthem, it is time for K-Mega's outro, and we all know K-Mega's got a show coming up tomorrow that he would probably like to tell people about, and a bunch of other things, man. He streams. I took part in Fight Night this past weekend, which was a lot of fun. Stayed up crazy late. But K-Mega, what do you got for us?
Oh man, yeah. GRG come tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central. You know what I'm saying? Come check us out. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to have clowns, but if he's sick under the weather, I don't know. I'll find out tomorrow. And then the week after that, supposed to be having Attic, but we'll find out about that as well. But yeah, check that out. Fight Night Sundays, every Sunday night around 9, 10 p.m. Central, whatever. Sunday nights, it's crazy, it's wild. It was one of the biggest groups that we had, man. It was amazing. And then also the Devin the Gamer. We had our very first guest on Devin the Gamer this week. It was Everborn Saga, the
Nice.
developer for the for the game. Actually, it was my first Kickstarter as well. I told him, really good discussions. Him and Don started getting into the whole dev lingo, and I just sat back and chilled, man. So it was really cool. But other than that, yeah, you'll catch me streaming on Twitch, and I was about to say beat on Tweet.
Yeah,
But anyway, but
yeah.
on Twitch.
Cred is messing with you so bad.
I
dude.
know it's all good. K-Mega 405, and other than that, man, you'll see me here next Thursday. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Oh, and also big shout out to to Viper, to RG Viper, man, for the support. Just like Bot, man, wait for that. Wait until the end of the month to see so I can go ahead and just get my mic situation fixed. But thank you guys so much,
fuck,
man.
I'm
It's awesome.
crying right now. I swear to God.
Yeah. Nice. And guys, on that
Welcome
note,
to the
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that sounded almost like it. I almost got scared real
welcome
quick.
to the comes.
Oh no, he didn't. Yo, guys, huge shout out to the chat, all the supporters, people who came and hang out with us Thursday. Of course, prime time, baby. Yo, huge shout out. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. We are far from done with this whole thing. Next podcast is one of the longest running podcasts in this community. And I just want to see it grow. I just want to see it grow and get more popular. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And I'm going to end the show the way I do every week. We will see you next week for the next podcast. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you. Yes. Welcome.
No.
Welcome
No,
to
we're
the
done.
come
We're
zone.
The voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to next podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.